Hello. Oh, hey, Liz's cam. It's a thing out there.
Oh.
What happened to this
Oh.
scam?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that's don't know what that is. Oh, it's fixed. I fixed it, I think.
All right.
Okay.
Nasty. Sorry.
Oh,
Uh
sorry, I didn't see it till now.
yeah. Anyways, hi everyone. It's me, your boy.
Uh can't say that on stream.
You're right. You know what? Please, I'm sorry. It is me, your humble dungeon master. I am happy to be here streaming with you and introducing our brand new four shot the Liftswon Institute. Thank you all for joining. Ooh. Thank you all for joining
Ooh,
us. I hope you enjoy. To do the regular announcements, we'll start with the opening announcements of thanking our favorite goose and character artist, Mackie, who's here.
I am here.
Mackie.
Woo.
Mouse.
We might even see some of Mackie's art during this. We don't know. I subscribe to your Patreon.
Oh, did you do the thing?
I subscribe to
Did
your
the
Patreon,
thing.
and you have a bunch of NPCs. So,
Excellent.
we'd also like to shout out to Carly at Cinderheart Studios for those name tiles. Look at them; they're beautiful. I love them. These beautiful name tiles created with the amazing Andoria logo, as you'll notice. Also, thank you to our background artist, Lykel. Information will also be in the chat below with all of this artist information. And lastly, we'd like to thank each of you, dear viewers. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being amazing people. We love to see you.
I'm sorry. It's just sometimes when you say things, it's like, "Hello, fellow humans."
Oh, I'm not a human. I'm doing my best to pass as a normal human.
Hello, fellow teenagers.
I'm 7 lizards in a trench coat. How'd you figure it out? How'd you know? Was it my bathing on rocks in the sun? Was that it?
Wait, you fucking told them?
I told them. I'm sorry.
Fuck, I gotta go.
I'd also like to thank
We have
Maps
to go.
by
Still don't
JNPQ
suspect me.
and music by Arcane Anthems. All amazing things. These are all great people, and we love to see them. So, thank you for all of that. I believe those are all of the normal announcements.
No, you've got to announce the donation stuff too.
I gotta do that. That's right. I'm used to hearing a segue that brings me into
And the last part is, Sid, you want to take it away for the donations?
Yep.
Sure. I'm gonna turn your volume down just a tiny bit.
No.
Yep.
For our D&D donation abilities for $1 or 100 bits, you can grant guidance or a +1 to a player's rolls. For $3 or 300 bits, an inspiration, so a D6 to a player's rolls. And for $10 or 1,000 bits, new character who dis, you can create a custom NPC for the stream. That information can also be found in our chat.
Why am I hearing doubles?
I am also here. Oh, it's from Liz. Liz, I hear myself in your voice.
I'm muted.
Weird. I don't know what was happening.
I am literally muted.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. Cool.
It's weird.
Also, if there, no, it's from Liz. Your name lights up whenever I talk.
I don't know. I muted my thing.
Oh, I don't think that hard mutes you in Discord.
Well, fuck you, Discord. Not really. I love you, Discord.
Also, if there are any issues, we're testing out some new things, like using our audio through Discord and getting our cameras from a different source. So if there are any technical difficulties, I'm sorry. That's just what happens when you do new things. Anywho, we all ready for an amazing day? No?
Yep.
Okay, we're not ready? It's cool. I won't start this.
Designated halftime.
I won't start
I
this.
have a dragon.
I have a princess.
All right.
I have a dungeon.
Okay, I got jobbed it.
I have osteoporosis.
Oh my
I
god.
have crippling depression.
Anywho, I am the DM. I gotta be on top of this, if nothing else.
No, you don't.
What is this ad at the bottom of our thing? Why do I?
Huh?
Liz.
Never mind. Keep going.
Also, I'll DM you on how to change that setting in Discord.
Okay.
But without further ado, let's hop on into it.
Okay, I'm hearing doubles again.
I am still hearing.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I have nothing else on.
Oh no, you are unmuted in Discord, and since your little clicky thing doesn't mute you in Discord.
Right, no, but I'm not muted, but I don't know where else the sound is coming
Oh,
from just
yeah.
because
Maybe
I am
try
also muted on here. That's what
noise.
I'm saying, is I don't know
Huh.
where the second sound is coming from because I'm muted.
Yeah, I have no. I don't. We're figuring things out. I don't know exactly what
Okay,
that
so
is.
yeah, Liz is muted in both spots, but I'm still hearing it twice.
Wait, I don't see Izzy muted on the video capturing.
But I have headphones on, so you shouldn't be able to hear me.
Oh, that doesn't.
I don't know.
Boop.
I don't know.
Mute
It's weird.
guest. Mute guest. Mute guest. There we go. That should maybe help. We're
Nope.
testing some things out.
No, I still hear it.
Where is this sound coming from?
Doesn't
Ah.
matter. Let's go.
Yeah. Regardless, um, where we start our scene, we are at the prestigious Liftswon Institute for Institute of Advanced and Introductory Magics, where students learn to be the finest wizards, mages, and sorcerers in the land. Deep in the nation of Merwin, in the capital city of Osen, there lies one of the most esteemed schools in the land. It takes some students years to even get accepted, to even have an interview to start. And where we find ourselves this morning is not on the school grounds proper, but instead on the battlefield at the crack of dawn. The sun has barely risen, and we see a young student. They look tired. It seems, despite it being dawn, it has been hours and hours of grueling training. Now, this battlefield seems to be a little bit of a side addition. It's sort of floating in a nebulous void, showing there's no ground beneath it, but it is still a massive stadium with high-rise seats, a long field, an archery gallery in the middle, and there stands one student pounding away at a training dummy. Wilret, if you could describe your character.
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. You see a short but buff halfling standing at 3 foot 6 inches with a silvery mohawk and ivy green eyes. Wilrit DePaulo is never found without his great axe, which is looks like it's just been forged and made from different types of material and salvaged lumber. Traditionally strapped to their back on their backpack, but currently in their hands. His school uniform is pushed to the very edge of the rules with an untucked shirt, wrinkled pants, and a tie that's usually loose around their neck, and almost always barefoot, with his protective boots also tied to his pec. That's traditionally slung around his shoulder. That's Will Rhett. Hacha.
Perfect. So you are, it's about, the sun is just now rising as, you sort of stand in the middle of the Black Sun Coliseum. And your trainer, General Weimar, one of the professors at the school, is sort of just standing to the side with his arms crossed as he watches you. He's been standing there in the same position for about 2 hours now. And he hasn't blinked, and you're not 100% sure if he just fell asleep standing up or if he's actually unblinkingly watching you.
I'm gonna take a mid swing, kind of stop and look at him and be like, "Dude, are you dead? Do I need to get help?" The whole not blinking thing's kind of starting to freak me out.
You see, he turns his head, and he still hasn't blinked as he goes, "Training and combat requires constant vigilance. No matter what you are doing, you must always be aware."
Do I have to learn this not blinking thing?
Yes.
Am I starting now? Have I been going because I kept blinking?
Yes. Each time you blink, I add another 30 minutes to the training.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for the heads up.
Never leaving training.
I'm now just gonna keep my eyes super big.
It's, go ahead and make a constitution check.
Like one eye twitching slightly.
Just to not blink for at least a solid couple of minutes.
Constitution, just straight up check or
Just
saving
straight up
throw?
check.
That is going to be a 16.
Okay, so you managed to keep your eyes open for, you managed to do it for a bit, for a couple of, you get about 2 minutes before it starts to become just like burning. And you're doing that thing where like someone's in a staring contest and they don't blink, but they start squinting and like moving their eyes from side to side before finally you just cave and blink.
Oh god, that sucks. How do you not have glasses, my dude?
Constant vigilance.
We really gotta take care of the cats on the training field.
Uh,
Really?
You see, he just unblinkingly and without like he turns only his upper body, but none of his lower body. As he turns to the side, scoops up the cat with one arm and just puts it and just holds it. And this is, by the way, you're not. He is an intimidating man. He is about like 6 feet tall with long red hair. He wears like dark black metal armor. He's got a massive battle axe that is kind of strapped to his back. Most of the teachers here have some sort of fine clothing or fine armor or a weapon, something that denotes that they have some sort of money. And despite him being a retired general, which you would think would pay well, he is still wearing like the low class soldier rank and rags. His weapon seems to be crudely made, but you know it definitely packs a punch and it's pretty sharp. But he is wearing perhaps the least comfortable amount of clothing he could wear. And now he is just holding this cat, who has also started to stare at you unblinking.
Did you learn how to do that from cats?
Cats are perhaps the most vigilant of creatures, always watching you.
I know. It's actually a little creepy.
It is a trait you should learn well.
It's really hard to do with my cat laying on my hand and purring right now. Okay.
Have you
Is
been...
this going to get me out of magic classes? I don't want to go to those.
You are unfortunately required to go to some of the courses. Magical theory with Professor Moriarty is a requirement, as is your alchemy and botany classes, but use them to your advantage. Learn their weaknesses and how to prevent against such magical uses.
So boring, though.
And most of your classes are
They're so
they're
boring.
pretty boring. You have definite. Most of the classes are kind of boring. Maybe the most fun is the alchemy class with Professor Paradise, but that's usually because something explodes every class, and less because it's actually fun to learn about this.
I will say, so far, the sound is so much better.
It's so
Yeah.
much. I can hear you guys so much better. I don't have to
can
keep
hear-
going. Huh?
This
Yeah.
is this is a great idea. Sorry, I know I'm interrupting, but
No.
like that was
I had to turn my stuff down because usually I have to turn my stuff all the way up because I
I
can't
know.
hear it on
I
Skype
usually
super
have
well.
it up, but I was like, no, I can hear you guys well. I'm gonna turn
quality
people's
is so much
volume
better.
down.
Anyways,
I don't know. All the other magic kids try and treat me like,
Like
'cause
they're
I don't like-
less-
yes.
like their magic makes them better than the people of this
And
world.
I'm not allowed to punch them.
You are not allowed to get into fights with other student or faculty unless it is on the training grounds. That is a rule. However, that rule says only the training grounds. So, do with that what you will.
All right. I'll take that.
And he sort of turns and he looks directly at the sun. He still hasn't blinked, mind you. As he
You're
turns,
not supposed
he
to look at the
looks
sun, right?
directly at
Okay.
the sun, sees it's rising, goes, you'll probably need breakfast.
I mean, technically, but it wouldn't be the first time I haven't had breakfast.
I will let you go for now. And he has like moved the cat from just holding it one-armed to just holding it in front of him, just like he's doing the supervillain thing of just petting a cat with like spiked gauntlets.
Is that your cat?
No, there are many cats on this campus, usually for dealing with vermin.
Yeah, there are a lot of cats.
I really felt that they were going to say it was one of the professors.
But no, I've
All right.
go get
Training tomorrow
Professor
morning
Cat.
again.
Yes, you will be training again tomorrow. Please meet me here at 2 a.m. and try not to blink.
All right, I'll work on that. I
And
will give a salute.
hmm and he lets you go. He still watches you as you leave, unblinking. He's a bit of an intense man. You've known General Weimer your entire time at this school for all 4 years, and he has never once let up on you. Maybe the nicest thing he had ever done for you was hand you your your ring that you wear on your finger to
Mm-hmm.
help you with some of your more intense magical outbursts.
Yeah.
But he
All right.
has always been a pretty intense guy.
Yeah. As I walk back, I'm just like, how do you not blink? I feel like it's really bad for you. Wouldn't you get like an eye infection or something? I feel like you'd get an eye infection. Cats get eye infections? I don't know. And I'll head back with like my axe over my shoulder.
Okay, and as the sun starts to rise, we do move on to the next student who is just waking up. Cornelius, you find yourself waking up not in your bed, as you usually are, but instead at one of the desks in the library. The library is 24 hours, and you usually are allowed to stay in overnight. Most of the professors will try to send you back to your dorms purely so you can get a full night's rest, but you seem to have managed to sneakily fall asleep at one of the tables in the library.
All right. I
Huh?
described my character,
Yes.
right?
Please describe your character.
Okay. So he's a 2 foot tall, young and bright eyed mouse with reddish brown fur, a white tuft at his nose, and a long pink tail. He's dressed smartly in his uniform, but on close inspection, it shows signs of wear and tear, as if it hasn't been replaced over the years at the academy. Only their shoes are in perfect condition, cared for by skilled hands. A monocle rests on his dull blue eyes that's probably fallen off in the book that he fell asleep in at this point. And he has a large spell book hanging from a belt alongside numerous pouches of magical components.
So you wake up because the sun is starting to just like slightly get into your eyes. It's risen high enough now that it can reach you sitting at a table. And you don't see anyone around you. The books are still sitting around you behind from your late night study session. There's a couple of books of enchantment. The professors have allowed you to access these books marked purely for the older students because you actively spend most of your time reading these books, so they allow you to access those for the older students.
Okay, and there's nobody else really around right now?
You don't see anyone else around you. There were a couple of students who stayed up late as well, but you think they might have gone back to their dorms.
I can't really put the books back on the shelf myself, so I'll just close them neatly and leave them in a nice, neat little pile.
There
Yeah,
is a
can you do that?
there is a tiny ladder next to each of the bookshelves for some
And
of
a
the
mouse
smaller.
ladder?
It is for mostly the smaller students, my mouse folk, pixies, the like. Um, when they need to get to the books that they can't reach, you can usually go, and at each shelf there is a little bell for you to ring to ask for assistance.
Okay. Well, I will drag one book over to the shelf and ring the bell.
You it takes a moment or two before you hear someone start walking over, and you see the librarian, Miss Crimson. It sort of peeks around, looking before she looks down at the bottom shelf and goes, oh my, did my dear, did you stay here all night?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, that's not okay. Well, that is allowed, but preferably we want students to go to bed. Um, just for good health and growth. It might help you grow a little bit taller. I'm not sure. It's helpful to sleep in a bed.
Yes. I'm aware of that. Can you put this away for me? Or lift
Yes.
me?
Was this the only book? I remember you having a few books. Was this the only one?
Oh, no. And he'll point at the desk where there's probably several
Okay.
books.
Did you want to check them out or just put them away?
Were there any I didn't finish reading
Um,
the night before?
yeah, there were about one or two that you didn't get to finish. The one you fell asleep on, you were actually in the middle of reading before you
Okay.
finally passed out.
Take out this one here and put back the rest.
Okay, I will have this one checked out for you. And you see she sort of picks up the cover and sort of turns it over. Okay. And then hands it back to you. It is a book name. Enchantment for the advanced users. And she hands that to you and says, I'll put away the other ones, dears. You
Thank
can
you
take this
very
one.
much.
I'll add it to the list of books.
Yeah, I'll bring those other ones back soon.
Oh no, shh. You perhaps give them. You keep the books in good condition. Sometimes better than they were when they left. But please take this one
How
and
do you manage that? That's pretty impressive.
and do get some sleep or at least breakfast, if nothing else.
Breakfast sounds very good. Yes, I actually slept quite well on this book last night. It's very comfy.
Oh, okay. The dining hall should be open if you would like breakfast with your book. Bed. Bed book. Whichever one you prefer it being called.
It's a book.
A book, okay. I will take these. And you see she sort of like carefully tries to step so she doesn't step on you and steps around you and then goes to pick up the books you left on the table. You are maybe the size of her heel on her shoe.
Oh dear.
Oh, wait, you're 2 feet, not 2 inches.
She's a 2 foot heel?
I forgot.
I
I was
mean,
like, damn.
maybe she does.
No, I forgot. I was
I
like
mean,
2 inches, not
She
2 feet.
wearing some platform stilts or something.
She's wearing some
that's a
platforms.
pretty good heel. A 2 foot heel?
No, you don't come up to her knee.
Them
I will say
legs.
she is about you are maybe midway through her leg as she tries to like carefully
Canon
step
now.
around you.
I'm sorry, you can't get away from this now.
The
It's
librarian
canon.
wears 2 foot platforms for
She's all
for no reason.
she she's just also a mouse, but she can balance on these crazy shoes.
You can see she's actually like a small. She's one of the shorter races, and she just wears 2 foot platforms so she can be
Yep.
with eye level to the other races.
You also see two kobolds looking out of from her outfit.
Alrighty. But the breakfast hall is open during this time. You know the breakfast sort of starts at so none of the meals are formally required except for dinner time. But breakfast generally starts around 6 a.m. and lunch is around noon. The only meal you're required to show up to is dinner.
Well, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so they'll
But
go get breakfast.
yes, but it is a little far for you from the library to the main hall. It's not a super far journey, but for you walking there is a bit of a struggle. There are a lot of large trees surrounding the library itself, and then the main hall is sort of covered in like overgrowing ferns and vines. Most of which actually are taller than you. So it's a bit of a fight through the jungle to go get breakfast.
Well, I don't really want to use a second level spell to get breakfast, so I'll make my way there slowly
Yeah,
with my giant oversized book.
can you give me a survival check?
Sure. Well, a nat 20, 24.
Oh, so nat 20. You're pretty used to this, honestly. Even having to get here just from the dorms each morning, it's a whole hassle every day. So you're pretty used. You know to like duck underneath certain plants, move out of the way of this one. Certain trees that move on their own, you just sort of avoid them and get there incredibly quickly. For most smaller folk, it takes them what should be a 15-minute walk usually takes about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. For you, you were able to get it down at about 20, 25 minutes just to get through.
Bad.
But yes, so as you step towards the entrance to the Great Hall, we do cut then now to the first student waking up in their dorm. Eugene, you had a pretty good night's rest. Your sleep was very nice. You're still getting kind of used to sleeping in a dorm with other people. It's not it's something you're getting used to, but you're not having a super hard time. But as you wake up, excuse me, in your bed, you notice that the sun is rising. And what do you do this morning?
Okay. Uh, well, first of all, are the others kind of
Oh,
because
one
the
of
dorms are
yes. So the dorms are two to a room, so it is just you and one other person. And you can see your roommate, Danny, is. You can see.
motherfucker.
You can see that they are just sort of flopped over, face down on the bed.
But they happen to be non-bibbery.
They are non-bibbery for no reason.
Non-bibbery?
Okay.
They're non-binary. I don't
Okay.
know why. Um, they're face down on the bed. They're a pretty chill roommate. Most their half of the room is very different from yours. It's sort of covered in stuffed animals and like fun flags and like nice little blankets.
You heard that they're going to a Renaissance fair tomorrow or something? You don't know.
Yeah, you heard they were gonna sneak out tomorrow because there was a carnival in town and they really wanted to go see it with their friend. Um,
Totes normal.
Totes
No
normal.
inspiration for this
Yeah.
character at all.
No inspiration for this
None.
character at all.
I totally planned this NPC from the get go. Anywho,
So
but they're
they're fast asleep. First thing I'm gonna do is instantly shift into my satyr form.
you seem to always with this roommate catch them. Uh, so they never manage to catch you in your true form. Generally speaking, they either are not in the room because they're hanging out with friends, or they just stumble in blindly, holding a stuff, cartoonishly holding a stack of boxes that just covers their eyes, and you're like have enough time
Sounds
to
like
just
something I'd
change.
do.
They once showed up with just a pizza, and you're like, oh, like, huh, no, didn't notice it.
All right. So when I shift into this satyr form, my form instantly changes to shaggy blonde locks of hair that frame the sides of my face, soft pink eyes with a striking resemblance to cotton candy in color, uh, a tail that starts flicking back and forth nervously as soon as I get changed into my uniform, even with the slightest breeze, sometimes tugging at the edge of my skirt. Just because of the twitchy nature and how it's kind of misshapen on me, but I still try. All of my clothes are extremely loose. I have an assumedly wrist length shirt that actually ends up covering towards my fingertips with a tie horribly mistied every day, and skirt that flows down well past my ankles, kind of like maybe like a couple centimeters off the floor itself, just enough to cover my feet slash hooves at any given point. And I just kind of stumble up. Thursday, 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 Thursday.
You hear just like small meows from under your bed. Just.
Come on, come on. It's time to go.
Thursday. So a small, skeletal cat sort of climbs out from underneath the bed and just crawls on top and just lays in your lap. And does the like cat stretch of I don't want to move by just fully stretching out their entire body just to be long.
Yeah, I know. Me neither, but we gotta go. Right?
They're being the big longs.
So I'm just gonna scoop her up and just heft her over my shoulder. Okay, okay, I know. I'll make it up to you. I'll make it up to you. I promise. Okay. Time to go. Let's. And I'm gonna head out the door without a word to my roommate because I don't want to do that.
You don't want to talk to yourself?
No.
No? Okay. Quick question. What form do you only show your roommate your satyr form?
I only show anyone apart from faculty that form.
Okay. Perfect. So then, yeah, you walk out pretty easily. There are a couple of students who stumble out of their dorms. So you are, I believe, a fourth year, right? So you will be in the fourth year dorms. This is a new school year, and this is your first time in the fourth year dorms. You just now transferred from the third year to the fourth year dorm area on the other side of campus. First through third years have their own dorms on the east of campus, and fourth and up have it on the west. So this is your first time now in the older dorms.
All right, just gonna shake off some sleep, give little scritches to my skeleton cat, and head off.
Yeah, there are a couple of students who like do a polite wave to you. You see a few of the senior students who are they've just come back and are already seem to be swamped with homework and projects. One of them is just stumbling around and you can see he is covered in like dark arcane void energy that's literally dragging behind him as he just walks. He walks for a moment just into a
Oh,
wall before moving and going and opening a door and just going, I don't have time for
gee,
this. I don't.
oh, oh.
Why do we have homework on the second week?
Um, uh, I'm sorry, what
Huh, what?
class is that for?
Who are you?
Sorry. Eugene. What class is that for?
For what?
What class that all
Oh, and
the
he goes, "Oh, um, this is for void studies. If you want to learn how to harness void magic, don't
I won't,
accidentally
and I
stop."
just run off.
And he's go, "Oh, okay."
I won't. Goodbye.
And he just goes, "Okay," and just stumbles into a dorm. You see the door close. And there's just
And
a
I'm just I'm,
even with the door closed, just underneath it, there is a sort of like well of darkness, sort of like seeping out from underneath the door.
oh, that's totally normal. Yeah, that's fine. We're good. We're good.
You're
Okay.
pretty so in you now being in the older dorm, you're not as used to this. The dorm for third years and below has a lot more runic protections. There were runes to prevent any kind of accidental magic. There were protections on keeping people from spilling over stuff from class. You weren't even allowed to bring things from your old classroom from class to your dorms, and now seeing students in this room just have their stuff randomly about or just walk in with shadow magic behind them and go, yeah, this is normal, is a little bit
There's just
confusing.
like little puddles of ichor that I have to like step
Yeah.
over and avoid.
Most of the students seem to, at least the older ones, understand the concept of like, yeah, don't step in the black darkness. You see one of the
Avoid.
avoid the void. You do
Avoid
see
the void.
one of the fourth years accidentally steps in it, and for a moment you think it's just a regular puddle, and then they sink fully through the floor.
Is that our school motto?
Um.
Avoid the void.
Avoid the void.
Uh.
And
Okay. Okay.
you see one of the seniors just go, the sixth years just go, right, okay, right this fourth.
Are
New
you
students,
okay?
new students, and they just snap their, one of the 6 years walks over, snaps their fingers at the pool of blackness, and it spits out that student.
Oh, that's great.
So probably
Fantastic.
spits out another student who was there
Wonderful.
for a while.
They snap their finger, and that hole spits out that student. A couple of the other ones spit out students who have been there for much longer. They're just
Oh.
like, ah,
Oh.
okay,
Um.
okay.
I'm glad I'm being
It's been
careful.
89 years.
Okay.
One of the
Great.
first years who you do remember seeing on your not first, fourth years that you remember seeing in one of your classes. Usually he's a pretty quiet kid. He's got like dark black hair. Looking at him, his hair is just stark white. It looks like he's just aged about a year, but his hair is completely shock white. He's like, okay, all
Oh,
right, okay.
great. Good to know. Okay. Fantastic. I just want food.
Yes. So you manage to parkour your way through all of this dark black ink in the middle of the hallway, and head on to the main hall, which where we cut to our final student, Salem. You wake up in your dorms as well. You wake up around the same time that Eugene did, if not a little bit later.
Okay.
And in your dorm,
Uh,
you have one roommate, but they are not currently in the dorm right now.
did I just arrive here? Is
Um,
this my first day?
this is your it is not your first day, but it is your first year. This is now your second. The school has been open for 2 weeks, so you've been here 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So it's still most of
Um,
it's still pretty fresh to you. You kind of just been shown this is where your classes are going to. This is your first week of real classes. For the first week, it
mhm.
was just here's the dorms. This is what the school is like, and now you are having like true classes and meeting the other students.
Okay. Salem has long pink hair that's drawn into braids that are only slightly longer than her rabbit-like ears. She's dressed in the plain cotton shirt, skirt, tie, and socks, and they're all matching the school's colors and worn correctly to how the book requires. They have a very proper feel about how they hold themselves, and yeah, that's it. If Sid is still here.
I am so hurt. I had to turn on my light because the sun is going down. Um,
Oh, because your camera entirely vanished.
yeah, I turned it off because I needed so people
Oh,
didn't see me run to go
oh,
turn on
okay.
my light. The sun is going down, so there's no outside light. So I had to
Hmm.
go turn that on. Um, but yeah, so as you wake up, you've got your uniform on. It's a pretty. You haven't really had a chance to get to know your roommate. You haven't really had a chance to get to know many of the students here. But you have managed to make one friend, Eugene Vander, who you have nearly every class with. And you've been able to make pretty close friends. They've been assigned as your buddy, quote unquote, to sort of show you around the school.
All right.
And as you wake up, you do hear a bit of a commotion outside as you hear someone just yell, "Hey, someone brought Void in again."
Uh, vo- hmm. So where, so where is it? Like where I am? Do I see said void, or do I just?
No, so it is outside in the hallway. It is not in your room, but outside in the hallway is where you hear that shouting.
Okay. I'll head out to the hallway then
And
and
out in
poke
the
my head.
hallway, yeah, you do see a couple of students who are just, most of these 6 years are dispelling the sort of darkness that is plaguing the floor of the hallway. You see a couple of students either like hanging on to the side of what looks like just a pit of darkness, or just crawling away from it.
Who, who, who let the void out?
I can't. Everyone just goes, I don't know. One of the students from
It
Void
was the
Studies.
Baha Man. The Baha Man put the void out.
Man.
And let's see, do I have any spells for that? Does it look like anyone's in danger, or is this around the time when the sixth year comes around and solves everything?
It doesn't look like anyone's in danger. There are a couple of the older students who don't seem phased by this and are kind of just like either cleaning it up or just pulling students out of pits of darkness.
Um, well, Ribbits, looks like we're gonna have another one of those days. And I pet a small frog that's sitting on my shoulder.
Frog. Frog.
And
Um,
I'll avoid all the voids
yeah, so you're able
as
to get around pretty easily. Your sort of rabbit-like abilities, your Lily 2 heritage allows you to hop away and out of danger as you walk through the hallways. Lily 2 are my custom rabbit folk. And are you going to get breakfast or where are you starting your day?
um what is the routine of the average student as I've been able to discern over my
Most
time here?
average students. So you haven't had much time to interact with the other students, but most of them you think they generally go to breakfast, or if not to the main hall for breakfast, they somehow get their own meal and then either congregate with friends or stay in the main hall until uh, classes arrive. And then they will go meet each other in classes. This will be your first class of the school year. So last week was your introductory to the school, and then this week is your actual. Now you will be taking courses.
Okay. So, oh, I'm on mute. Okay, I had to check. I will. I usually don't eat breakfast, so I'm gonna ignore breakfast and head for where my classes would be.
Okay, so you are, I believe, a fourth year. So your first class of the day would be botany.
Okay.
That's usually the first. That would be the first class for the fourth years, and I believe for third years, first class of the day is biochemistry for you, Cornelius. So it will be in the same area, but it will not be in the exact same classroom. But as you make it, Salem, you make it to your classroom. There aren't many people there, and the professor still isn't there yet. It's a pretty empty spot, seeing as it is around 7 a.m.
Okay. Is there anywhere where I can lurk, and just be in a corner somewhere waiting for people to show up?
Yes.
Not in the classroom, but like just outside of it.
Yes, so your class is actually in a place known as the Green Nostrum. It is a small building with a green thatched roof and wooden pillars holding it up, but most of it is surrounded by like dense trees and wooded areas and a lot of like magical looking flora and fauna, some glowing plants. You think you might see what looks like a deer that just pokes its head out of the woods before sneaking back in.
Okay. I'll
So
go
there,
find a tree to lean against.
but yeah, so there are many places to just lurk.
Yeah, I'll go find a tree to lurk against.
Alrighty. And then for you
Then I
three,
hit slash lurk.
hit slash lurk. And then for you three, what are you doing at breakfast? You each arrive at around the same time.
I'll just muscle my way in to grab a very protein heavy breakfast.
So you muscle past some of the other students who are in your way. You manage to like get past them and into the front of the line. And it's for breakfast. It is a buffet style where you can just pick
Mhm.
whatever you want. There aren't a lot of meat options. You would think there'd be more, but most of them are like caviar dishes or like soft fish. There aren't a lot of like hearty normal foods like bacon, eggs, sausage. Instead, there's like fancy pancakes with like a thin layer of cream in between them, or like a waffle that is like artfully shaped into a rose. You manage to just scramble like a little bit. You scrape some of the food from other plates where it's like what is like a sort of tower of ribs, kind of. It looks like a tower of meat arranged to look like a well of water, and then inside of it is a bit of like gravy. And you just take some of the food off of there and get a set meal.
Yeah, and while I'm doing, I'm just like, rich fuckers, can you just fucking make a goddamn breakfast? It's so fucking stupid and a waste.
It definitely looks like a waste of food. There is a lot of decorative food, quote unquote, where it's just sitting on the table to look nice and not to be eaten.
And then can I look around the lunchroom? Do I see where my brother is?
Yes, you do. You see a tiny little first year. He is sitting. He's not actually. Every time you've seen him, he's been alone at the tables, but he is not alone this time.
Nice. Is there still like a space near him or no?
Yeah, there is still a space. He's at a table by himself, but you do see another small student sitting next to him. They look pretty like they've got really like short, like nicely coiffed hair. They've got on a very well pressed suit and blazer. They've got very shiny shoes. They are holding. They have a little plate of like very dainty food, and every time they take a bite, you see that they just dab their mouth with a napkin, and then take another bite, and then dab their mouth with the napkin.
Oof. I'm gonna go save my brother from this.
And yeah,
this dickhead.
and then you're sitting right next to your brother. They seem to be making
Yeah.
conversation.
I will ruffle my brother's hair as I sit down.
No, not that. I just did it this morning.
Oh, you're fine. It looks fine. Calm down.
You see the student next to him. So he's got dark hair, sort of pale skin, light brown eyes. He goes, uh, um, I'll fix that for you. And you see he just sort of flicks his hand and magics your brother's hair back to straight. He goes, right. And you are.
Wilrit,
And
how about yourself?
that is Lucian. Lucian Ward, of the Ward family.
Do I know
The Ward.
who the Ward family is?
Not particularly. It sounds like another one of the rich fucking names of the students at this school. Where it's like, yeah, another
Cool.
rich kid probably.
Cool, dude. Congrats.
Thank you. Do you know my friend here, or
Oh, I think I. What would you say that I know you, Burns? There.
no? I don't. No.
I'll put my arm around his shoulder and be like, don't let him lie to you. I've known this kid since they were born.
Familial relations. Okay. It is nice to meet you. Lucian again. Bernard
Yeah.
is my friend. It is
Oh,
very
look at
nice.
you, good old Burns, making friends already.
Yeah, well, this what he's just kind of like he is trying and failing to shove your arm off. He goes, it's whatever, you know. You make friends, you talk to, it's whatever.
Proud of you, kid. Are you wanting me to go? Is this what this is?
That's not. I'm not a kid.
Too cool for your big brother now?
I'm not. What? No. No. Yeah.
I'm just
No.
giving you shit, kiddo.
Okay.
Alright, I'll like kiss the side of his head and grab my plate and go join some like other fourth years.
Yeah. You see, he like when you kiss it,
Ah,
you kiss his cheek. He goes, "Thank you," and he just gives you like, you guys have like a little secret handshake, and he like starts it, and he sees you're walking away, and he goes, "Oh, okay."
Oh no, I'll totally go back. If I see him starting, I'm gonna go back and finish it.
Yeah. You
Be
guys
like,
have.
gotcha.
He goes, "Oh, okay. Let's. I'll see you later."
And then I'll mess up his hair again and walk away.
No, that's not. And you walk off, and you see Lucian goes, "I'm so sorry," and like fixes his hair again. He goes, okay, it should stick this time."
I'll
And
just find a
they
table and
sit.
start eating.
Your brother is like actively trying to copy his manners, but is also eating like a normal person and just eating his food regularly. But he's eating with like pretty well table manners.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
But
I'm gonna
he
have to
has
kick his ass
he
at
has
some point.
he has not reached the level of dabbing his mouth after every single bite of food. You see, after their meal, Lucian sort of pulls out a tiny little like dustpan and just sweeps up some crumbs. And he goes,
Oh
okay.
god, I think he wants to kick that kid's ass. Shit.
Um,
If my brother does that, I'm totally gonna just fucking break his nose or something. I don't know. Fuck.
so where do you go sit?
If there's just like an empty spot, I'll just plop down there. No, I don't really don't have anywhere special.
You manage to plop down at a pretty full table. There's just like an empty seat on the side, and you hear someone go, "Oh, it's kind of a full table, isn't it?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty, full. So
It is now.
yeah, I noticed. So
Saying I can't sit here?
no, I mean it's just like we've kind of got everybody already over here. So
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I mean, you could um
I could what?
hang out
I
with
could
your
what?
friends if you wanted
Oh, we're
to.
not friends?
I mean,
Wow, the lion, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch.
I mean it's not that we're not
Uh-huh.
friend. I don't know
Sure.
you.
thanks, Rowan.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Rowan.
Oh, thank you, Rowan.
You already have bits at home.
Thank you, cat. Okay, sir, can you stop messing with my mic? Thank you. Well, guess I don't have to sit here if you really don't want me to, but
I mean, you don't have to leave if you
Mhm.
don't want to. I thought
Mhm.
you'd like want to hang out with your friends or something.
Oh, they've already come and gone.
Oh, that's a shame.
Is it?
Yeah, it sucks.
Does it?
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Well, enjoy your breakfast of meats and gravy.
I will. Enjoy your breakfast as whatever the fuck that is.
She has the most disgustingly artful piece of like fruit
What?
salad. He's
What are you doing?
Just having a time. There is like a fruit salad that is shaped into a small little like mountainside with a waterfall of like actual water going down it. She's just like, it's my breakfast. I got a specialty one. I asked is that they couldn't make it, but then I complained to the cooks, and so they made it for me.
You complain to the people who are already working hard to make breakfast for everyone else in this place, that your food did not have fucking magical bullshit.
I mean,
Man,
it's not like that hard. I just
you're
asked for them
fucking
for me.
inspiration.
I feel like you're being rude to me right now, and I'm really
I'm
not
never
getting
being
it.
rude.
I'm not getting it. Why are you
How
being so mean?
I don't think I'm being rude. I'm just making sure I understand what the circumstances are at this very moment.
Okay. Rude. I'm gonna eat my breakfast.
I hope you enjoy that breakfast. Next time, why don't you make sure you complain and get them fired? So that way maybe someone else can make the breakfast properly for you.
I already did that.
Oh,
It's already a new cook. That's why I got this breakfast.
man, you are just a fucking gem.
Thank you. I'm like that's what my dad says. His gem. Anywho, I'm gonna eat my breakfast, and you eat your whatever, and go hang out with your friends. And she just sort of turns and looks away from you, and just goes back to this like gaggle of other students who are just like, okay, and then go. She just sort of turns and eats.
Oh man, I'm gonna kick her ass later too. Just
Out
making a
of,
list.
See
out
any
of
of that
curiosity.
happening?
Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just wondering if I could see any of that going on.
Oh yeah, so you managed to get your breakfast. It was a little hard to get past most of the students, and the table is perhaps not mouse folk height, but you do see that happening not too far from you.
I'm gonna go over there and pull on Ulrit's pant leg. Well, they're pretty short too, actually, right?
I'm pretty sure too, yeah.
Actually, yeah, you are pretty sure.
And
Hello.
like a foot taller than you. Hey,
Did you want to sit with me at my table?
sure. That sounds cool. Did you complain about something and get someone fired for no reason just because they're trying to do their job like some people around here?
That is so rude. What is your
I'm not
deal?
talking to you. Go talk to your friends.
No, I have never done that before.
Right on. Let's go.
Eugene, this would
All
be
right,
around the
it's over this way.
Awesome. Uh,
Eugene,
just
this would
such-
be around the time, by the way, that you walk into the cafeteria. You do see that just small exchange of, why are you so rude? And then,
Oh, I'm so glad I don't interact with these people. Okay, great, good,
Is there
fantastic.
anyone that I know who is a bully here and is like poor?
oh, poor? There's a
Mhm.
couple of poor. Most of them are older years. It's sort of the rich kids are. It's much easier for them to do it from beginning of school year because they have enough money to throw around. It's much harder for the younger years who don't have a lot of money to really pull that kind of weight. There are like maybe one of the newer students who got put in because of their like martial prowess, who's kind of a bit of a bully, but less socially and more just physically will hit people.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious if there's anyone who I know that is a bully who could help me with
I know we froze.
something.
Help you with something?
Yep.
Yes. Let me check my list of
Or
students.
or at least comes off like they could be a bully.
Yes. Let me check my list of
Oh, I'm
students.
frozen, aren't I?
You
No, me too.
unfroze.
You unfroze.
You already unfroze. You froze for a brief second, but not in the way Skype does, where it has you frozen for a while. Yeah. So you know, I'm just scrolling through my list of students. There's one student, David Willow. He is one of the new fourth years, and he's a bit of a bully. He enjoys punching people.
Okay. So he's gotten in a couple of fights that I know of.
Yeah, he hasn't. He's been here longer than you. So he showed up a little bit longer earlier than you did, and he's already gotten into a good number of fights. Most of the professors are kind of upset about it.
Does he also tend to lurk around in these areas, or is he more of an actual breakfast person?
No, he usually lurks around this area. So you are near the forest that surrounds the library,
Mhm.
and he likes to lurk around there and just kind of shove people who have books into trees or just into plants.
And this is the guy who's a little poor?
He's a little poor, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to approach them whenever I have a chance, but like if you're off doing something else first, that's fine too. Because I know that the three of them are in the
Oh, yeah.
breakfast area.
Eugene, you did just walk in. But I will cut back to you, Eugene, and then I will start with you, Salem. You do see that he is sort of lounging near the library, looking around, going, I thought Could swear I saw that rat somewhere.
I'm gonna walk over and approach them.
You need something?
Actually, I could use a little bit of help.
You gonna pay me?
Yeah.
What do you need?
Could you, without hurting him, preferably, give Eugene a bit of a hard time later and let me punch you in the face?
Eugene. With the fourth year? Vander?
Yeah.
You want me to go punch him in the face?
No, no, no. I said I want you to take a punch to the face. You're gonna go give them a bit of a hassle, and I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Oh, you're gonna punch you? Um, you'll punch me. Alright, I mean, that's not gonna hurt.
You're gonna give them a hassle, and I'll punch you in the face.
Sure, I'll go fuck up a new kid.
Yeah, sure. How's 10 gold?
Oh, definitely. And you see, he just hold his hand out.
But you're not to hurt them. Just shove them around. Make them, think about it.
I'll make him think about it.
Cool. And I'll hand over the 10 gold in like a sleight of handy way.
Nice. And you see, he pockets it and goes, "I'm gonna go fuck up some kids," and just walks off towards the breakfast hall. That's usually the best place to find someone in the
And I'm
morning.
gonna follow after.
Eugene, this is about when you wander in to the cafeteria. You did see that interaction, just the tail end of it.
Yeah, I blatantly avoid it. I just kind of go and get some food for myself, mostly just, a couple slices of toast, a little bit of butter.
Eugene's presented in a way where they're like he has like his outfit is all out of sorts.
It's like the skirt is a very particular way, but the shirt is just very
Like
it's
loose and
oversized, loose. The tie is terrible.
okay. Looking at you, I start unfixing my clothes to make myself look a little more sloppy and mess up my hair a bit, and then continue.
I get a little bit of fish for Thursday. Realize she probably can't digest it. Figure she'll enjoy it anyways, and then just bring it with.
You're not really sure how she does it, but you've seen her eat food and it disappear. You don't know where it goes.
Okay, then I get her like a full
She's never
portion of fish.
done the other thing. She's never like used a litter box. She just eats. You're not sure what happens.
I just get her a plate full of fish and then just a little bit of toast for myself.
There are no full fish, but there is a like nice sushi tray laid out. There's a little
Oh, yeah.
revolving sushi bar.
Getting her a little, a couple pieces of sushi. I'm like, Thursday, which ones do you like? Which ones do you like? Do you like this one? And I kind of reach out for one.
She immediately just eats it. She goes, "Ah."
All right. Okay. Good. Okay. So get more of those. Get more of those. Perfect. Does that look like enough for you?
Ah.
I'm gonna take that as a yes, and I'm just gonna go and find one of the emptier tables.
Oh yeah, there's an empty table. You do spot one or two students at it. They're people you've seen before but never really talked to. Just had a class around them.
Not gonna say hi to him, but do I see my brother Pontius anywhere?
No, your brother Pontius, he graduated last year
Oh,
and is now a TA at the school.
okay, but he's not around.
So he usually pops in later. He's never been much of a morning person. So he
Okay.
usually pops in towards the end of breakfast.
Sounds good.
So you
So
think
I'm
you
just
might
gonna
see
go
him
sit at
later
one of
on.
the tables.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit at one of the tables and just kind of try and avoid people in general.
And then Cornelius and Will Rhett, what are you two doing?
I will go with Cornelius to their table.
There is a table for the smaller races. There's one like specifically for like mouse folk and pixies and fairies who are just too small to sit at a regular sized table. There are a couple of gnomes there who are just like want to eat and have like a regular table where they're not like perched over. So there are tables for smaller folk.
No.
Cornelius, you usually sit over there just because it's the only table that like is of a reasonable length for you to eat at.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a lot easier. Thanks.
Yes, I'm not sure why those people are so rude to you.
Rich, noble assholes. They're always kind of rude to someone. I'm Wilret, by the way. Wilret Deep Hollow.
Oh, I am Cornelius Cobbler. I will put out my tiny little hand to shake.
I will shake your little paw. Nice to meet you. What year?
Third.
Oh, sweet. I'm fourth.
Oh. And I'm guessing from your stature you're in the fighting stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Lose my temper every once in a while, but other than that, I'm pretty chill. The
Right,
general
well,
trains me a lot, so.
would I know
Yeah,
who that is?
Cornelius, you have a class. You've had one class with General Weimar. It was once they started accepting martial students, they required everyone to do a quick fitness test. It was awful. It was the worst thing you've had to deal with. He made everyone run 20 laps for no reason.
I am so sorry.
Don't be. It's actually pretty fun.
Oh, you weren't put off by the fact you had to run the same 20 laps as the taller people?
Nah, it gives me time just to, like, zone out. It's kind of the best part. You just kind of zone out and run.
It gave me time to pass out.
I mean, that's understandable. It's a little harder when you're more our size to run those laps. That's fair. I'm guessing from that you're definitely more the magical route.
Oh, yes, I am a wizard of great esteem. Sort of. In some places that aren't here.
I believe that right on, my friend. That's pretty cool. Do you have like a favorite spell or whatever?
Hard. They're all useful in different situations.
Fireball.
I'm gonna do fireball right now.
Cast fireball right
I
now.
am a fan of levitate. It's useful for me.
Nice. I don't really do much dabbling in the magic stuff. Sometimes it happens around me, but not quite my wheelhouse.
That
But
must be
good on
difficult
you
here.
for being good at it.
And good on you at being good at laps.
Thanks. My little brother is really good at magic. He's a first year. He's pretty skilled.
Oh, you skipped a
Yeah.
generation? Or you just
Uh,
didn't have much interest in it?
Not really my thing. I like throwing a punch more than casting a spell. The Liz,
Well,
the Liz biography.
despite what those other students say, people like you are just as important as wizards, so don't worry about them.
I appreciate that, my new friend. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, and as your conversation, so you two continue talking, but someone stumbles into the cafeteria. Wilret, this is actually Wilret and Cornelius. You're both familiar with this student. Wilret, you see him in most of your combat courses. He is a fellow barbarian who just enjoys hitting people. But he kind of has less finesse about it. He just enjoys to hurt people to make them hurt, and you're not really super fond of that. And then Cornelius,
You're telling me I just hired a serial killer?
I mean, a
A
school bully,
little.
yes.
Kind of sounds like it.
He's very much a person who's like, I just like hitting people for fun, and it's like, I'm a little concerned about why you do that, but sure. Cornelius, you have seen him. He hangs out around the library, shoving people with books over, and you have avoided him every time. He just looks like a nightmare to deal with. He's about 5'11", humanoid male, like short red hair that's kind of spiky, brown eyes. And Eugene, you see that you haven't had time to deal with the student. He is new to the school. You knew he's part of the new batch of combat students, and he is headed straight your way.
Oh,
I'm kind of rolling my eyes a bit in the back, going around the wall because I'm like, oh, that's subtle.
hi,
Yes.
hi.
Hey, you Eugene Vander?
Why?
Are you Eugene Vander?
Why?
You, you I don't know. Your brother told me to come find you.
What does he need?
I don't know. I don't ask questions.
Okay.
Do I look like
Where
I
is it?
ask questions?
No, no, sir. I mean, you could ask questions if you wanted to,
Are you
because like
saying you don't
it's not.
think I ask questions? You think I don't? You
No,
think I'm
that's
not
not what I
smart?
mean. That's not what I mean. I just think that it's kind of like a scenario where, and I think you would want to know more if you were coming to give me, because Pontius kind of doesn't
So you
shut up
think I
about that kind
didn't?
of thing.
So you think I didn't do a good job then? You think I didn't do my
No,
job
no,
correct?
not in the slightest. No, not at all. Not at all. It's
I'm
my
gonna
own
be in the
brother. I feel like he would
background
be like
doing
really
like
like.
a motion to flip up their food, their plate or something.
Okay, so you're
I,
telling me you think
I,
one,
I just.
you already said I'm not smart. You already said you don't think I'm
I
smart.
didn't mean
And
to
then
ever
you
say that. I
said
didn't think I ever said that.
I'm not doing my job right. What other insults you got to say to me today, huh? What other rude stuff you gonna say? Thursday
Your
is just
buttons are mismatched.
oh my buttons, and you see he fully just shoves you
I'm gonna walk over
out of
at
your
that
chair.
Roll
point.
out my fucking chair.
I'm gonna walk over at that point, get in the
His
way,
buttons
and then
are
I'm gonna do a
mismatched.
slight. I'm gonna do a sleight of hand punch. So like in wrestling, where it sounds like it hit really hard, but it didn't actually hit very
Ah,
hard. It's
yeah,
more
theater
like
punches.
Hey,
Punches.
stage
skin
combat.
smacking skin kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like yeah. Um, I'm gonna go for one of those.
Yeah, you see, he does not move out of the way as he looks at you and goes, "What?"
So did he take the
Oh,
punch?
he does. He takes the punch. So you immediately he turns to you, goes, "What?" You hit him, and he goes, "Ah, what the fuck, rabbit? What's your deal?"
You should leave my friend alone.
Oh, is this the baby crew? Is this for where the babies go?
I'm gonna stand up
I'm
and start heading over.
I'll make you cry like a baby.
It's not that bad. Work on your comebacks, kid. You fucking rabbits. I swear, guys. It's baby crew. It's full of babies. It's fucking magical
Hey,
school.
is there a problem here?
Oh, hey, yeah, no. This kid said I was stupid and couldn't do my job.
Well, if you see the truth, you tell the truth.
Hey, fuck you.
Hey, fuck you.
Hey,
Um,
Tony!
um, really,
And my buttons.
this doesn't need to.
Actually,
This
fuck.
this doesn't need to be huge.
So
You
how
said
about
you
you
need to
leave
see
these
me.
two alone
Okay.
and go back whatever hole you fucking crawled out of?
That's really not that nice. I don't think it is.
You see, he looks at you for a moment, Will Rat, and then he's assessing if he thinks he can win this fight, and just goes, "That's none of you are fucking worth it," and then just walks off.
Uh,
Story of your life. All right, you guys okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine, and I'm kind of like trying to unmessy my hair a bit and fix my outfit so it looks a little bit better.
uh,
I'll offer my hand down. You all right? Right on.
Get up.
Uh, don't worry about that guy. He's an asshole.
Uh,
He's gonna go to jail at some
I
point.
don't want to
Yeah.
say anything bad, but kind
I'll say it for you. When he's got a dick that small, sometimes you act out.
Oh my god,
of.
I heard it was steroids.
I heard
Eugene,
my
right?
my
Did I
my.
break you there a little bit, Sid?
No, we're good. We're good.
This is just Liz in high school. This is just how I was in high school. I gave no fucks.
I feel this.
I think my brother needs me. So
It is around this time that your brother does come into the cafeteria. He usually, so he's been hired on as a TA, which a lot of the seniors will not seniors, 6 years will do. Don't use American terms. 6 years will usually take an internship here just to make it easier to transition into another job. Your brother took an internship because he wanted to keep an eye on you, is what he said. But he kind of stumbles over to the breakfast bar and just blindly starts filling up a plate as if he is still a student and is
I'm just
and
gonna
should be
kinda
eating at the student breakfast bar instead of where the professors eat. So he's fully not where he's supposed to be.
I'm gonna look towards the other two and kind of just give like a little thumbs up and then just kind of wander over to
I'll
him.
see you later, Eugene.
Thanks.
All right, right on.
Thank you.
I'll head back over to Cornelius.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna tap him on the shoulder.
Goes, what? Where are you? Huh?
Hey,
Hey, where's where's your table? I want to go sit and eat. Where you and your buddies?
buddies is a very loose term. I don't really have any. You wanted to see me?
No, I mean I always want to see you. Yes.
But like there was a thing that he came to get me for you. Yeah,
I
yeah.
probably told
You
someone to
you
come get you.
you told one of the brutes to come get me, and they kind of started yelling at me.
What? Probably. Yeah, just tell him to stop. It's just tell him to stop. And that's most bullies will just chill out if you tell them you don't want to deal with it. Your
Yeah.
brother has never really had a problem with bullies. He's been kind of magically powerful his whole life, and he's just also like charming and handsome and charismatic. And most people are just nice to him, so
Yeah.
he's very much on the just tell them to stop, and they'll stop. And he goes, you see, he goes,
I don't know
is
if I
that your
like you.
table? And points to where Salem, you are standing, because also Thursday is still eating her plate of fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Did
listen,
you? This is
kiddo, you
not the
just
right. This isn't the right food for you. I don't
this
think.
this is where you get breakfast. I need
This is
breakfast.
where we get breakfast.
Yes,
You have
we people get breakfast.
you have a different thing. I thought.
He goes, I have a dip. Oh shit, I'm a teacher. Yeah, I should no. This is for me. Here, and he just hands you a plate of food.
Uh.
Now, eat a full breakfast and make sure to not get in fights or you'll be in detention.
I
And he just
I
goes, I shouldn't be here.
I had my toast. I had my toast already.
Eat real food. Come on, man. Toast is not a meal. An egg,
Okay.
a single egg would do.
Okay.
And he just kind of wanders off and goes, he walks by your table, pats Thursday, and goes, "Are you? Did they get into a fight? Did that happen?"
No, no. You, uh, I'm just gonna kind
I
of
don't
go back
believe
to
you.
just
Looks at Salem.
sitting my.
Uh, a fight? I don't know what you're talking about. Can I
Okay.
pet your cat?
And you see your brother goes, "I should not be in here. I am not a teacher." He does high five a couple of the 6 years though as he leaves because they technically would have just been a year younger than him. He goes like, "Hey,
Yeah.
sup, hey, Julian," and then just walks off.
Eugene, can I pet your cat?
Sure.
Mm, and I'll reach in and try to pet Thursday.
Thursday's a pretty amicable cat. It's kind of weird touching just straight up bones, but she doesn't move. She just sort of pauses for a moment while she's eating, and then goes back to eating.
It's different than I expected.
Yeah. She kind of helps me a lot. So ooh, she's back, and it's kind of uncomfortable at first, but then she kind of got used to it. I kind of got used to it. Now we just kind of.
Well, we should, we're in the same classes. We should like hang out and stuff.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And if people like that give you problems, again, I can punch them in the face.
I would prefer if you didn't like actually have it turn to violence. I didn't think that violence would really be an option that would ever be possible or very problem solving. It's just not very good idea. But thank you.
Okay.
Uh, and I'm just gonna put the plate of food that Pon gave me and just put it right in front of you.
Oh, what's on the plate?
It's pretty nice food. It's a lot of fruits, fresh vegetables. There is a small garden of vegetables with fruit animals walking around inside of it.
So, like they're alive?
No, it looks like it's just like peeled apples and like cut and shaped into animals, and then they just wander around before sitting down.
I almost feel bad eating this.
Yeah, that's why sometimes I don't eat it. I'm okay with toast. Toast is
I'll eat
good.
some of it, but not a lot of it, especially if it's moving.
So you just eat most of the the vegetables that make up the garden. There are a couple of like carrot trees, like a little bit of broccoli shrubs. It's very artfully done, where it a little extravagant for breakfast, kind of. You think it might be a little bit too much, but most of the animals there's a small like grape octopus, a little apple tiger that walks around. And then Wilret and Cornelius, what are you two doing? As you dispersed that fight and went back to Cornelius's table.
Really can't stand that guy.
That was very cool.
Wait, what?
That was cool. I've never seen someone stand up to that guy before.
Oh. Oh, thanks. He's just a bully. Like, throwing punches is one thing, but actually enjoying hurting people is just fucked up. So,
Motto to live by, I believe.
I mean, kept me alive so far. I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You've had classes with him before, with David, but they are. General Weimar seems vaguely concerned about him in every class. He takes a little bit of too much joy in like attacking the training dummies, and when you have to do one-on-one combat, he gets a little too into it.
Probably next time we have a one-on-one, I'm just gonna lay him out.
I think a lot of people in the school would like to see that.
Probably. Ah, shit, I wonder if I can make money off of that. That'd be kind
There
of
are
cool.
definitely people in the school with money to spare.
Ain't that the damn truth? So, since you're a third year, what's your first class?
It was
I
biochemistry, I
believe
think.
you said it was biochem.
It was biochemistry. Technically, that is not the usual class for third years. You have been sort of just taking all of the advanced courses as well, because most of them, especially the enchantment ones, don't really ramp up until you get older, and you want it to get in on them now.
Oh, I have biochemistry in a first this morning.
Shit. Some smart stuff. I actually think it's along, like, around the same place as mine. I think I have botany today. I don't know. That's the class I'm going to show up to. So I hope that's the right place I have to go.
Well, then, did you want to walk at the same time?
Sure. Why not? And if you ever see the Willow Guide give you problems, just if I'm around, come get me and I'll take care of it.
So far, I've been very good at hiding from him.
Good. Keep hiding from him. He's a sick puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably going to end up in jail.
You're 90% certain that's gonna happen at some point.
I've
Yearbooks, most likely to end up in jail.
I mean, listen,
Yeah.
if I had a classmate who's like, no, I like hitting people, I like making them hurt, I'm like, you're going to prison for something.
Ivan. Ooh, excuse me.
Oof. Oof.
I hope he's watching this right now.
I mean, listen, that's jail offense. So you
Actually, no,
two,
he is in prison.
you can't watch it.
You can't watch it.
You two, so you finish your breakfast and you head off to your classes, Eugene and Salem. You two.
Does Cornelius just have like a giant book with them too?
Yeah, it's
Right now,
pretty
he
big.
has 2 giant books with him.
They're pretty huge.
Do you need help with those? I think they're
Nice.
literally about the size of you.
The one on my hip I'll keep, but I wouldn't mind if you held this one.
Oh yeah, totally. I will take the book because it's not heavy to me.
Yeah, for you it is.
I ship this.
hell
I
you
ship
up there?
this.
Eh.
Yes. Yeah, you managed to easily carry Cornelius's books. They're pretty. They're not super heavy for you. They're just regular books.
Carrying another student's books on the first day, ship it.
So,
Nice.
fly as hell.
Salem and Eugene, what are you two doing?
As we're walking out, can I see where that guy went?
Yeah. Make a perception check for me.
Is this one of my characters that has good perception? No.
Plus 52 perception.
That's only a 15. And not my usual, like, 30.
Yeah.
Well, seeing as he rolled a 6, you see he is like awkwardly standing against one of the like outer walls of the hall, just sort of like leaning there. You don't know how, but he like he is flipping open, like he is just standing there flipping a coin, watching the door.
Okay. I'm going to shoot him a hidden thumbs up as I walk with Eugene.
Yeah, you see he nods to you and then just keeps an eye on Eugene as you two
I
walk
am
out.
just eyes down on the ground, just kind of going through the motions, treading over to get to the class.
Oh. And as you all congregate on botany class, you
Except for our mousy friend.
botany, and then so the three of you walk over to the botany class, and our mousy friend, you walk over to biochemistry, which is technically next to the botany class. They usually try and have them close by. Most of the botany class is outdoors in the sort of open lawn where it takes place. Biochemistry is inside the building.
I'll drop off the books at biochem first and then head to
Mhm.
botany.
But yeah, so when you walk up to the door, you see that it is locked.
Oh, that's weird.
Ah.
How bizarre.
I'll knock on the door.
You don't hear anything. And you see there are other students, so other fourth years are also sort of milling about in the open courtyard right in front of the where the botany class takes place. And they're like, class is today, right? It's botany today, right? I didn't get my calendar wrong. And most of the other students seem equally confused as they are all looking around for your professor. And
Are there windows to this classroom? Like
yeah.
in the door or anything? Can I
Yeah, there are a
look
couple.
through, see if anything looks like out of place or weird? Is there like blood splattered everywhere, or I don't know?
No. So you look inside and go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Has it gone full Aldrich?
Has it gone Aldrich? Is there bodies hanging from the top?
You do recognize the bodies in the water.
13.
With
You
a
do not
13,
recognize the bodies in the water.
you look into the window, and it just looks like closed down. None of like all of the tables and chairs are still pushed in. The blackboard is completely wiped. You can see that there's some stuff sitting on the professor's desk, but it doesn't look like there's anyone in there.
Are we sure we had botany today, y'all? Did they change the schedule at the last minute?
Is it biochem that's also not?
Yeah, so there are not just botany students here. There are also a couple of biochem students who are also those are closer to the door who are just like I'm supposed. They are also putting their faces against the window. They're like, aren't we? Okay, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to have biochem today. Where? And as that happens, you guys hear just like a loud poof behind everyone. And
Yeah.
Turn around and look.
at the edge of the courtyard, you see a like large plume of pink smoke sort of erupting out of the ground. And as it's shimmering and sparkling in the way that's like very distracting to look at. And then as it dissipates, you see it looks like a around 5'9" man. He is standing there. He's got like long red hair, sort of ginger hair, freckles. He's got a little suit on, and then at his bottom, he's got like tan pants and large wings behind him. So he goes, "Hello, students. Hello, hello." And as he bows, I'm Professor Wizards. For some of you, this is your first year, and I wanted to give you a bit of a show.
I found the gay professor.
He's a fairy.
I like this one.
I wanted to give some of you a bit of a show. And as he says show, you just see sparkles pop out of his hand.
Yep, that's the gay professor.
How dare you? He's a bisexual, if you must know. He goes, show. Now, for those of you with your first year, now this is where we usually have the botany classes and indoors the biochemistry, but I thought for you who've just started, we could explore the wonders of nature. How does that sound, students?
I think we're fourth years.
This isn't the first year class? Primary?
4, my dude.
I see. Well then, how about
Surprise.
we all explore the wonder of nature, regardless of what year we are? That is the lesson plan I planned.
Is this when you say how about it? Is it optional or is this still required?
This will
and
be
it's just
on
kind
the
of a rhetorical
test.
question.
There will be a test at the end of the
Okay.
week now, and it will be on that test. Thank you, young students. All right, so
Is this
everyone.
biochem as well? Or is it like both of us?
You are the Yes, this is biochem, definitely. I was expecting first, yes.
Surprise.
Maybe you have the wrong class.
Pretty. This is You're the botany biochemistry groupings.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the only.
Maybe someone's just playing a joke on you.
What a cruel joke to have me so excited to teach you students about nature and its beauty. Well, if
Nature's
nothing else.
cool.
Exactly! You get it, young man.
Do
Nature
they have a
is
rainbow
cool.
armband or anything on them?
No, they look like cottagecore. They look like they poured out of a cottagecore
All
book.
right. All right.
Well, each of you will be learning about the beauty that nature can provide. For you biochemistry students, you will also learn about the nature that it can provide onto the beauty on a cellular level. Now, first things first, I am your professor, Professor Wisek. I have spent some time in your common plane. I'm not very used to it, but I'm excited to be here and to show you all of your mundane plants and flora. And so he sort of has everyone congregate into the outdoor area of where botany class is. For the biochemistry students, it is a bit of a bummer. You were definitely supposed to take an actual class today, and this is not the class you signed up for.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it again.
Oh, what, the echo?
Yeah.
I
Ah.
don't know. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
it's coming from Liz's thing again for some
I
reason.
don't know why. You're
I
fine.
don't know why.
Your audio level's fine. I don't know. Ah.
Oh, the monster has awakened.
The monster.
Cool. Where are we going?
That's the thing, students. We're going to be right here. And you see, he just like poofs his hands, and a wave of pink fog passes over all of you. Can I have everyone make
Uh,
a wisdom save?
I'm allergic to some fogs.
Wisdom save, you say?
Yes, wisdom.
Are you sure you
Sorry,
want to do a
I'm
wisdom
back.
save?
Would this count as a magical effect? Because I have advantage on.
It definitely would.
All right.
Wisdom
Uh,
save.
it's not 20.
12 plus 0.
Okay, so nat 20 for Wilret, 12 for you, Salem. What was that, Eugene?
Dirty 20.
And you, Cornelius?
Got a 19.
So it is so everyone but Salem does pass. You see that pink fog swafts over all of the students, and for those who weren't able to like brace themselves immediately against the magic, you see that they have shrunk down to about 3 inches. There are a bunch of very tiny yelling voices. Salem, you are tiny now. There is a blade of grass taller than you as you stand on these steps. And you see, Professor was like, sort of flaps his wings and starts flying, and as he flies, he shrinks down to pixie height. So he goes, "Now, oh, it seems some of you resisted my magic. How nice of you."
Sorry, I didn't know what it was. It's my natural instinct.
I don't know what's happening, and I get really anxious about things.
Why didn't you tell us that you were going to make us small?
To learn about the beauty of magic from a different, the beauty of nature from a different perspective.
Can you do it again? I won't resist this time.
I don't know. I don't like being really tiny. I don't think that's something that I'm gonna like doing.
Oh, but some of us live our lives tiny. Look at me. I've lived my entire life tiny. I only have to be big for this school.
Yes, but I was born big, and I kind of don't like the idea of being tiny.
Well, then you can miss out on class, and I will see you at the test. Anyone who's caught sharing
Okay,
notes
fine.
will get detention.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I'm always tiny. It's not too bad. If anything messes with you, we'll take care of it.
It's not
Okay.
too bad being small, to be honest.
Do we have
It-
stepped on insurance?
Did your parents pay for it?
I don't have parents.
Well, then no.
Before,
And also,
I just
yes,
kind of
this is Miss
squat
Frizzle.
down and look at Salem.
because there's kids on steps, right? That are now like the steps are like mountains.
Literally the entirety. So you guys were chilling. There was like you know those like Socratic areas where it's like a bunch of stairs and then they all
Mhm.
lead down to one sort of area. Yeah, people are just. He did not plan this out. Well, he
Uh,
can fly, so he didn't assume that this would matter.
So in a moment, can you cast that spell again? And I won't resist. But first, I'm gonna help these kids not die from jumping off these mountainous steps.
No, see, that is the first step. You must learn to live as a tiny person.
Did my frog also get turned small, or is my
Your-
frog the regular size?
Your frog, it is actually regular size, but does kind of hop over to you. It's still pretty tiny, but you think you could climb on top of it.
Can I ride? All right, I'm gonna ride my frog.
Yes, this does technically count as a mount for you.
Damn, I was gonna reach down and kind of help
You
you,
can
but
still
now
pick up the frog.
You could. The frog is palm size, so
I'm going to very gently extend my hand out to the frog.
I can't make a ribbit, but now
Ribbit, ribbit,
it sort of
ribbit.
like pops into your hand.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's slimy. I don't know if I like that. And just very gently move to set him on the ground.
You have to Can you make a perception check for me to make sure you don't step on any other students?
Oh God. I don't want to kill anyone. Oh God, I probably killed someone. That's a 4.
Well, 4. So you take a step, and you're pretty sure you didn't hear anyone step on anything until you just hear someone going, "Hey, hey, I'm under here!" And your foot's not able to go down. Like it is fully. Something is blocking you from being able to step. And looking at it, you see a little puff of pink smoke is like holding your foot up.
Oh, okay. Oh,
There's a student fully who just like fallen down and just doing. They're like, "No, please."
okay. And I'm going to lift my foot up and very carefully put it somewhere else.
So you
There is
manage.
no student.
You maneuver through, and set Salem down on the edge of the rim where it's like actual land and not mountainous stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And then Will, Rhett, and Cornelius, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand. I'm just gonna like reach out to like help and accidentally cast Mage Hand and start like picking up students and putting them on the ground. As I'm like trying to stand there and figure out how to get over to everyone without stepping on any kids.
And you see, Professor Wizard goes, "Oh, dude, that's not. The lesson is getting out of tough situations at a tinier size."
Sometimes with tough situations when you're small, you have to ask for help from people who are more able to help you.
I suppose that is the first lesson of the day, then, students. Ask for help when needed. And you hear just so many tiny voices screaming, going, I can't get up the stairs. None of them are physically able to move up the stairs. You see a couple of them are trying to run towards where the ramp is for, like, wheelchair users.
Mm-hmm.
So that they can at least climb it. But
I'm
that's a
gonna
huge hill to go.
Cast encode thoughts and just put this thought aside for a teacher later.
Yeah, I'm gonna start helping
I'm
using.
fully reporting this shit
You're
later.
gonna report Miss Frizzle like this? Insane.
I'm gonna use my Mage Hand as I like sit there trying to figure out how to not step on children.
Yeah, so you were able to, with your mage hand, it does have 30 feet, so, and the stairs are not longer than 30 feet, so you're able to scoop most people up and then put them at the top without moving, so you don't have to worry about stepping on anyone.
Yeah, and then just kind of grumble to myself about using Mage Hand.
I'm gonna offer my tail to people, so I don't have to walk and don't risk stepping on them. But I'll just kind of like extend my tail out.
Yeah, a
People can
couple
grab
of
my
people
tail.
do
I
just
was
hop
just
on.
gonna say that I'm Arnold.
You are definitely Arnold. You snitch.
Fucking snitch.
A good number of students hop onto your tail, Cornelius. People some who you've never talked to before. A couple have just been like kind of passive or like been like had to step around you like, oh, you're so small. And now that they're hopping onto the back of your tail, like, oh god, I'm tiny and it sucks. But yeah, you guys are able to get all of the students out of the stairs themselves without them having to run up the hill that is the wheelchair ramp or try and climb up the stairs. You do see a couple of students that already just like one of them just pulled out like freebasing tools, like fully like they were gonna mountain climb, and they like pulled out 2 picks and were just like,
Oh my
all right,
god.
time to go.
And then I'll look towards the professor and be like, can I be small now?
Yes, of course.
Me too. Sorry, I resisted your spell. Next time you should perhaps give us warning so we
Where's
just,
the fun
you know.
in that? And he just, as you were talking, wafts his hand over.
Sweet. Thank you.
Each of you make a wisdom save, or
I
you can
don't
choose
think
to
this
fail.
is allowed.
I will choose to fail it.
Yeah, I'll choose to fail.
Listen,
Now that I know what
anxiety
it
go
is.
burr. I'm still making the save.
Go ahead and make a save.
It would help if it didn't land in my Doritos bag.
Oh, what's the Dorito roll you got?
Now it's special.
Okay, I failed it anyways. It's 7.
All right. So yeah, you are all tiny now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you choose to fail. You are all
That's the Izzy method.
You're all small now. You are standing in the right at the edge of the sort of amphitheater, or I don't know what they're. Yeah, theater. Is usually what it's called. Standing right at the
Rotunda?
edge between the. What is? I don't know. I'll figure out that.
I think
name.
it's. Is it a rotunda?
It's the sort of like where there are a bunch of stairs that are also seats, and then at the center is like a big circle where someone just stands there and talks. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
So
That's,
I'm pretty sure it's an amphitheater.
that's what I was like. I think that's an amphitheater, but I don't know.
Anywho's.
But you are right at the junction where the stone and the grass meet. And you are all about 2 to 3 inches tall.
Wow. This is really weird being shorter than I usually am.
It is the grass looks like tall trees. It is a pretty bright day. Like the sun seems brighter a little bit as you are just smaller. And you see Professor Wizette flies over in front of everyone, and as he flies, just like sparkles come out everywhere. It just glitter every time he moves. He goes, "All right, class. Now that you're all of proper size, we are going to explore the nearby grasslands. Now, does anyone know what are some common tiny creatures in a grassland?"
Bugs.
That is correct.
Things that will murder us.
Will Rhett.
Last name?
Deep Hollow.
Deep Hollow. Okay.
Oh, unfortunate.
And what was that? Don't know your name. You must be new. He's pointing to you, Salem.
Eh.
Are you one of the new students?
My name is. Yeah. I don't remember. Your spell must have wiped my memory.
Oh dear. Well, we'll get that fixed in a moment. And you see, he pulls his hand up, and just a ball of golden light starts forming. He goes, "Okay, so how far is it that you can't remember?"
All right.
I just kind of wander
It's Salem.
over and
It's
stand next to
Salem.
Salem.
Oh,
It's Salem.
say the shrinkage might have just scrambled you for a bit. No worries. Salem.
I'm gonna put that into my encode thoughts as well.
You probably just narc.
Arnold.
Shores.
Okay, right. So, you two, kudos to you two. Thank you for your information. Bugs, and yes, things that can kill you. So make sure to stay on your toes, students. Don't worry, no one will die in my care. No one has yet.
Yet?
Not that I know of.
That you know of.
That's going in my encode thoughts.
Encode thoughts.
Oh wait, no, I have to actually cast a spell. Oh wait, no, that isn't a spell.
It's a
That
cantrip.
is, it's a cantrip. So I'm doing that as well.
Fully just right now. All bad. But no students that I know of.
All of these notes into a notebook.
This is pretty fun. I like this.
All right, now.
Why didn't your voice change?
It did. It's much higher.
So Salem, your voice also didn't change. It changed for the others when they were big and you were small, but now that you're all the same size, it does just sound
Oh,
like you're
that's no
talking.
fun.
I mean, proportionally, the sound can't.
You're doing it intentionally just to keep it going.
Hmm.
My voice did change. It's much deeper than it was before.
And you, Mr. Cobbler, now you
Oh,
should
also
usually.
unfortunate.
This was your biochemistry class, and now it will be something else. So I suppose, and you see, he just waves a hand at you. But you did ask if I should tell you. To show you the molecular level of magic, I can at least give you this. Would you prefer to see how the molecules of nature? I think that's something you do in chemistry. I'm pretty sure.
Uh, yeah, sure. I mean, as long as I'm learning something, I'm happy.
And you see, he goes, oh, right. And casts a spell. And it lands right on your little monocle. And when you hold it now, looking through your monocle, you can see like the periodic table, like all of the compounds that make up each of the items around you. Hey, why did I say this? Now I gotta look up the chemical compounds of everything.
Okay, now he's just spinning around in a circle and looking at everything then.
But you can see,
Everything
like,
and everybody.
the chemical makeup of most things. You can also detect. It's not a detect magic. You can just tell if something is or isn't magic. Like if someone does or doesn't have magic inside of them, just because it does show up technically.
Di
All right.
Paolo.
Yeah, I look at all my new friend Wilret and all the other people and everything around me.
Yeah. You see, most of the students in your class have a bit of magic. Some of them are, some of them are like sorcerers. Some are wizards. A couple of the fighters don't ping as magic for you. You do notice a little bit of magic in Wilret, although it seems weirdly suppressed. You can't tell. You can't discern why. You can just. It feels like It was there for a brief moment, and then as if it's been shoved down. You spot magic in Eugene. You do spot a little bit in Salem as well.
Like my emotions, it's shoved
Well, not a
down.
little bit. You're a wizard. It's so sad every time. Um, but yeah, you can also see the chemical composition of the grass around you. You see the chemical composition of the dirt. I will look that up to provide for you. But yeah, it's pretty useful. I mean, you're not sure how it's going to help you just to know the chemical construct of most things, but it is there. And it is only on your monocle, so when you do take it off, your regular eyes just see regularly.
Gotcha. All right. He's taking notes. He's pleased.
Yes. And that's temporary. I don't want to. Oh, last time I cast a spell on the student, they got all uppity about don't do permanent things to students.
What'd you do?
I turned him inside out for a brief moment.
Ah,
It's
That sounds
fine.
really
It
painful.
was alive. It didn't feel anything. It was just all of his outside was inside. All of his inside was outside. It's fine.
Alright.
Anywho, no permanent spells on students. You will all go back to your regular
Is this a BBG?
size. No, it's just Miss Frizzle, who is definitely doing things that are
I-
traumatic and illegal to students.
For real.
Every time,
Yeah.
like, I feel like that's a crime what you did, Miss Frizzle, but we all love you for it.
Listen, because
She's a war
when
criminal.
Miss Frizzle did it, it was fucking funny.
This is true. But
She is a war criminal.
right, you all will go back to your regular heights. No need to worry about that. In about like an hour and a half, 2 hours or so. I don't know, an amount of time.
How long?
Alright, let's start this class.
Most of your classes are about an hour, anyways.
Yeah, and that's almost done all the time.
Yeah. So you are Salem. You have a ride at least. As do you technically, Eugene. You have probably the largest ride there.
Oh yeah, I still
You
have
have-
Thursday.
You have a bone cat who just kind of meows and goes. "Eh." For a while you were turned away, she was just poking at students and like fully knocking them over.
Fucking sadistic.
Thursday.
She was like
Thursday.
not in an on purpose way, but you know when you just touch something but it's too small and you like couldn't judge the size. She's like,
She's actually consider eating one.
She was fully like, can I? This is a person. I can't eat that.
Thursday. Thursday.
And she just sort of crawls over to you and goes, eh.
And I just give little pets, and then I'm like, I kind of gotta get up. Can I?
She goes, and just like lays her head down so you can climb on her.
Yes.
So you have a bone cat
Climb my
mount.
bone cat.
Salem, you have a toad, or was it toad or frog? One of the two. As your mount.
You say frog?
Frog. Okay.
Frog.
Frog.
You have a frog mount. And then Will, Rhett, and Cornelius. How are you two getting around? Is it just you 2 feet?
I can cast Phantom Steed.
Okay.
I was gonna flavor mine as a beetle that was big enough for Cornelius to ride. So
I mean, yeah. So you, a beetle does crawl out, and stop
Oh,
next to you.
Jesus.
Just sort of, it's a large ladybug who just sort of stops and goes.
And mine is a red-eyed tree frog.
Oh, it's a red-eyed tree frog. Red-eyed.
Yeah.
Goddamn, it's in my head now. Red-eyed tree frog man, the super villain. From never mind, ignore me.
Does anyone need a ride?
A good number of students just like, yes. Well, right, you do see the same girl who you saw at breakfast. Is sort of like looking around. She's like, yeah, I need a ride, please.
I walk up. Sorry, man. This is my friend. I guess I get the ride.
Oh, so your friends. So you did have friends, and they were at breakfast.
I
So
said I did.
So can you and your friend? Can we like get a ride? Since we had
No.
breakfast together. Or whatever?
Awful.
Um,
Sorry, mate.
Do you?
Nope. I think they're
There's no
good.
more room at this table. No.
Are you?
Okay, I see what
Mind
you're
the
doing.
pause.
And Thursday just goes. And she goes. Okay, I see what you're doing here.
Kathleen, trust me. You don't want to be associated with her.
Okay.
She purposely got one of the cooks fired because they didn't make her hoity-toity bullshit food.
Oh, okay. I feel really bad about that now. Yeah. Cat's full.
There we go.
I see. Okay, and you? And she sort of looks
I'm
over at you,
sorry.
Salem. What? Is your toad full?
It's a frog, and I bounce away.
I cannot believe I'm gonna cry, you guys. I'm for real gonna. I'm gonna have to tell my daddy about this, and he's not gonna be happy.
That's just sucks.
All right. I'm gonna use my my telekinesis with the frog to have them pick up this person with their tongue.
Oh my god! Do you? Put me down. Put me down.
Because they're familiar, right?
Yeah.
So like I got full control over what they
God.
do, and I'm
Oh
just
my
gonna have
God.
them wrapped in their tongue, and we're gonna hop away.
No! Oh my god! Put me down. Put me down. You're
I thought
ruining
you
my.
wanted a ride.
You're ruining my dress. This was custom made. I had it imported from the Feywild. The bright moon. How dare you? Oh my god! This was my. I am going to tell my daddy all about this, and he's going to
All
be so
right,
upset.
ribbits, let them down.
You just go. And she is,
not to stick my nose into your business, but you're here to learn magic, right?
yes, not to get my dress all dirty.
Don't you at least know prestidigitation?
Prestidigitation. See, you poor people don't know anything. Prestidigitation
Burn.
will not work on my dress. It just won't work. It's ruined forever now. I'm gonna have to get another one. It's ruined forever. And you see, she just goes, "You guys are so what? You four? I swear, my daddy's gonna hear about this." And she just walks off.
Can't wait. I was going to say something really mean, but I'm not going to now. That's a little too
Do
mean.
it, coward.
Do it. She just wanders over to her like little group of friends.
I'll probably hear from your dad when I fuck him.
What was that?
Nothing. I sneezed. Sorry, my allergies might
no.
be acting up.
Yeah,
You said something.
They have this weird sneeze that sounds like "fuck 'em, fuck 'em."
No, you
Fuck him. Fuck him. Ooh,
Bless
my
you.
allergies are real bad. Sorry.
Bless you.
No, you definitely said something.
Nah, man.
I don't know if any of y'all know this reference, but the JoJo meme where he's got the cherry on his tongue and he's just going lick, 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 lick. I'm having the frog do that like visibly so they can see the motion of the tongue, just going lick, lick, to try to like spook her.
She goes, I cannot believe that they just let anyone into this school.
I mean, yeah, they let you in here, didn't they?
Teacher person who's likely danger.
Get it,
You
kid.
see? The professor flies over. Is everything the problem?
Would you say learning the digestive tract of a frog is part of curriculum?
That is incredibly true. Yes, Mr. Watt. We should all learn. I'm not sure if that's allowed, if I'm allowed to have students get swallowed by animals. Hey, would you be willing to let your frog eat someone? For science,
I think
of
we
course.
have a volunteer.
Yeah. But they're really nervous about it.
What? Oh my
And-
god, no, I do not want to volunteer. I do not.
I mean, I had her talking about how she really just wanted to find out this for extra credit.
Mr. LaCroix, extra credit? Oh, of course. And he just sort of goes, if you would.
Ribbit.
She goes, oh my god! And it's just immediately, oh my god. And then it's just swallowed by the frog. It is. He goes, now.
She's gonna be
He goes,
frog
and then
shit now.
he does cast a little spell, and you do see it like touches into Ribbits and then goes past its mouth. He goes, okay, now I can't have it. Don't get digested by the acid if you could avoid that.
Don't worry, they're familiar. They're just going into the void. What is it? The void?
Yeah,
where do they
where does your
go?
familiar? What kind of familiar did you summon?
They're just a frog, but you know.
Oh no, I mean look where, because you can summon them from the so like the bright moon, or if you have infernal magic, you can summon them from somewhere else. So it just depends on wherever.
It would probably be somewhere Lily2 based, which I think
Oh,
is
it's
the Bright
Fae.
Moon,
Yeah,
right?
so I guess she would be going to the bright moon, which for her doesn't suck that much. So yeah, you just hear muffled yelling inside of a frog as the rest of the class carries on.
After about a minute, I'll be like, okay, that's enough.
You can see her group of friends are sort of standing around. There's like 3 other girls who are just like, oh my god.
Do you want to be next?
They go, no, I think we're busy with this grass. And they just sort of turn around and just look at a blade of grass, like totally not paying attention, just like, don't look at them.
Yeah.
That's right, Rivets. We showed them.
Yeah.
I like
should
you
really let her
guys.
go.
You should probably let her go.
Yeah. I'll tap on Rivets to let her
Just
back
like,
out.
bleh, and she goes, I can't even believe it. I had to go. I mean, it wasn't awful. I did get to go see. I just go home for a bit. I'm reporting this to headmistress. I'm reporting this to the headmistress. I'm telling her.
Teacher said we could.
Yeah, well, the teacher.
I'm gonna pull and encode thoughts of the teacher saying we could.
I was just about to do that as well.
Putting that aside as well.
The teacher says a lot of things, and I would like to see what my daddy has to say about his donations.
Mama said
to
it was
this.
okay. All right.
Mama said that it was quite all right.
I want to see what my daddy has to say about his donations to the school going.
Just
to
a picture of
maybe-
Laura Bailey flashes across the screen.
Yeah.
Hang on, I gotta go grab a picture.
Salem, do you want to put it all like in a and I hold out my little notebook. Do you want to put the memories in here? So
Sure. I take that
Oh,
memory and I hand it to you and put it so you can put it in your notebook.
Just place it right in there.
I'll take the memory and hand it to you and put it in the notebook. I don't know if you heard or not.
Dang.
I will say, one of the things for this is that when it freezes, instead of what Skype does, which is you keep talking and it doesn't take it, for us, it just pauses you and gives you the audio. Gives it the audio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I love.
it's pretty cool.
That's why I love Discord more than Skype.
So
It's a gamer move.
y'all want to look around at grass and stuff? I actually don't know what we're supposed to do.
You're not sure the professor fully has a plan that isn't just shrink students and make them suffer?
Cool.
You are shown a bit of the like actual like the grass around it. He does explain. I'm not gonna look up the chemical compound of flowers. I'm sorry. Of like how some of the flowers around the amphitheater grow, how they are shaped, what it, like you're looking at them from actually a new perspective. You do actually learn a bit as you were looking at how the flowers grow much closer. You can actually see the growth on them, see the like hairs, the veins in the flower. He does like take one, cut it, and you guys do like like instead of a frog dissection for class, you guys all like cut open and dissect flowers just to see
It's
how they
okay,
function.
Ribbits. They won't dissect you.
Also, thank you for the bits, Drum, even though you have bits at home.
You have bits at home.
But yeah, it's actually a pretty useful course, despite the fact that it started very weird with the teacher just shrinking you all.
This is actually a very useful course, despite the fact that the teacher
The
just
teacher
shrunk us.
keeps shrinking us.
Yes.
Honey, I shrunk the students.
There was a brief moment where like a grasshopper jumped out of there, out of the grass, and you guys all got a little worried because it almost ate a student. But
But then
Oh,
Ribbits
I
ate
totally
it.
would have like pulled out my great axe and been like ready to fuck up a
Ribbits
grasshopper.
was hungry.
Ribbit, yeah, you run over ready to just chop it, and before you can like get your axe down, Ribbits their tongue just like fully shoots out, grabs the grasshopper, and sucks it in.
No. Ah, well, I guess all right. I was just gonna kill it, but cool.
But for you, Cornelius, as well, since you're not taking just botany, you're able to enjoy. You have the
They were
dissection of flower.
biochemistry, right?
Yeah, you were taking biochemistry, and for you, you are just like dissecting the flower is actually very useful with your monocle. You're able to see the full chemical compounds. It when you are dissecting it, it labels everything for you. Like it shows like this part is the stem. It names like which part of the like blood vessels, quote unquote. What do flowers have? But it names each part
Definitely
of the plant
blood
for.
vessels. Yep, 100%.
The
Totally blood.
endoplasmic reticulum.
Yes.
All right, yeah, he's taken a lot of notes. Also took notes on whatever chemical compound was in the frog spit earlier.
Yeah, you did get to see that. You see a little bit of like the chemical compound of the frog spit. Looking at Delacroix, you can see like just on her every now and then it's just like the chemical compound of like frog acid.
Haha.
And it's very useful.
Ah, it's a pretty cool class in the end. How was it for you, Biochem?
It was pretty fascinating. I'm curious how long this monocle will last.
I mean, it kind of sounds like Prof doesn't know themselves, so.
Huh?
Also, are we going to be late to class because we're short? Like, shorter than normal?
That is
Anyone know?
a good question.
I hope not.
When we're done, can you release the spell so we can get to class?
What was that? Oh, you. I'm not really in control of when it ends. It just sort of ends.
That's not how magic. All right.
You'll be fine. It's usually only around an hour. And classes are about an hour. You've got 15 minutes to get to your next one. So, hope that it's less than that.
Oh, well, we can ride our little friends.
Right, you all have rides, whereas the rest of you students didn't come prepared.
Yeah, I didn't come prepared. Looking
the
over at
student that-
Delacroix.
Okay, it was LaCroix. Is that
Delacroix.
Delacroix?
LaCroix.
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 Delacroix. But I didn't even describe her. My apologies. She looks like she is like. Let me pull up her.
I put Richie Bitch.
She is a Richie bitch. She has like long tan, like golden tan skin with like swirling pink and blues around it. Around her head is just a halo of little clouds as well as a circle around her. She's wearing a like orange and yellow golden dress that like fades into a sunset. And she just has like little clouds circling around her. Her eyes are like a bright gold, and she's got little like gold circlets around her face. She's got like a short, like her hair
God, she
also seems to
smells
be
like a bitch.
fading into like a sunset, and she just looks like far too fancy to be at school. She's still wearing the uniform. It's weird because she's not technically wearing the uniform. She's wearing her own clothing. but she has a blazer over it, and she has closed-toed shoes on, and that's it. But
Hmm.
she's just
Hey,
wearing the
hey,
blazer.
Taylor Croy, DeCroy,
What?
you want to ride?
No, don't talk to me.
We better
Lick,
hop
lick,
to
lick, lick,
it.
lick.
Listen. Don't. I don't want to talk to you.
We got to get there lickety split for class.
Remember the shaggy.
I
Remember
don't
that monk
know if I
stuff.
can stomach many more puns.
Hey, good job, kid! I'll give them a high five. That's like a slightly over enthusiastic high five.
Uh, um, uh, okay, okay, okay.
And
All right.
by the end of class, you notice that yours fades the first. You each have yours sort of fade, and you're back to your normal heights. You were the first students to return to your normal height after the hour is done and after class ends, or right as class ends. The rest of the students are still pretty tiny.
Yeah, I'll pick up my new friends.
Oh no, you are all regular sized now.
The four of
No,
us are regular
I
sized
thought.
Rudies.
Well, wasn't I the only one who failed and everyone else saved? So I would have popped up first.
True, but
Yeah,
they got this. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so you would pop up first, and then the others because you all had a second save. I forgot.
yeah. Because we had like a couple minutes worth of helping the others.
So yeah, you pop up first, and then maybe 5 minutes later, the rest of you pop up.
I'll take them as far as I can within 5 minutes.
So you're
Ah, thanks, man.
you get pretty far. So your first class of the day was botany and biochemistry. Second class is magical theory, which all of the grades share. Any of the ones who have to take magical theory. But before we get there, we're gonna go on break.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
So yeah, as you pick up your friends and you are able to start walking a little bit through this forest, which is where we're gonna take our break. We will see you at. Let's go. Half after at the half hour mark. That's
Half
what,
hour?
15 minutes,
Sounds good.
or
15.
it's like 18ish minutes.
All right.
We will see you guys then. Thank you
But
so much for sticking around.
we will see you then.
I'm not ready. Surprised you there.
Ah,
Not ready?
I thought it was gonna be an ah.
Ha!
Ah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to I almost said Aldrich Academy. Um, Liftswon Institute, a different magical school in a different place, but still
Mhm.
magical and still
Look,
school.
I wanted to do a magical school and I wanted to play in it.
And that's entirely valid. I was like, hey, I got a magic school. You can be here. You can be a student. I hope you enjoy my school. There's a lot of fun teachers. There's Miss Frizzle.
I'm so gonna get fired.
Anywho, where last we left off, the students had just left, not Miss Frizzle, Professor Wizette's class. And after being shrunk down to about 2 to 3 inches tall and learning the beauty of nature from a different angle, they are now on their way to the required magical theory class. A class maybe two students, three are actually excited for.
All
Um,
right.
But yeah, so you are on your way. Magical Theory is held across campus. You do see, as you are like, so you all are able to walk pretty normally as you return to your actual height. On your way there, you see like a hummingbird fly past, and for a brief moment, you think you see people on the back, tiny people on the back of that hummingbird. Some
Yep,
of
sounds
your
about right.
some of your classmates perhaps have not returned back to their normal
Oh,
height.
okay.
Yeah, see, we're good. We're not them, so
So
it's all right.
your classes for Magical Theory are held in the Arcane and Ensorcelled buildings all the way across campus. It is two buildings sort of split across with little courtyards in front of each and then a walkway connecting them. Magical Theory is one of the classes you are all familiar with as it is required for every year to take. You have to take it every year regardless of if you want to learn magic or not. It is very boring for you, Wilret, as you don't even plan on learning magic or using it, and it is instead a class you have to sit in and you have to take.
All right, well, it's my designated nap hour.
Oh yeah, so you all are able to arrive a little bit, mostly ahead of your other classmates as they are sort of delayed by their height.
Tiny.
They're tiny. There are a couple of other who have returned to their regular height who are now there with you, sort of running behind you. But you're able to sit down. There is seating available for all of the students. There's no real assigned seating. Just sort of sit. As long as you are
I,
paying attention and facing the teacher with notes out, you're usually allowed to sit wherever.
I'm in the back corner with a book out, but nothing's ever been written in it.
You have an empty
I'm sitting
notebook.
with Eugene.
I'd probably sit the seat in front of Wilrip.
I will say the back corner is probably the most like coveted spots as it's like sort of angled like a college course where you want to sit like in the back or the middle just so you can see above everyone's heads. But yeah, and Cornelius, where are you grabbing a seat?
How big is the if I sit at the very front, if am I within 30 feet of Wilret?
Um, you're about just out of range at like 35. You think like you could probably sit at the front or sit like with your chair scoot back and you could probably be within range.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna sit at the very front because I'm a nerd. But I'm gonna lean back and cast minor illusion just to make it look like Wilret's eyes are open, so they don't get caught sleeping
True
in
love right
class.
there. I'm
Beautiful.
totally gonna romance you now.
Honestly, well worth it. Just a friend's like, hey, got you. Um, so yeah, the
That
professor
is
is
pretty
not there.
good.
The professor is not there yet. Will Rat, you don't pay attention to who the teacher is. Honestly, it's been the same guy every time, but you don't. You just don't listen to him
Oh,
talk.
I'm for sure like already
You're
half asleep.
you are asleep usually, but your body's used to knowing that this is the seat where you go to sleep.
Yep.
Like this is your nap area. So yeah, you guys sit there, and for maybe about 2 minutes, there's just a couple of like the chatter of people talking. A couple of students just rush in. There's some of them who are still tiny and just run in and just like ah, and they're still actively like 3 inches tall, sitting all on like one desk, just standing there like. But yeah, after about 2 minutes, the door cat. The door does
Oh,
open.
yeah.
Please don't eat the little students.
Eat the little students. Thursday is just
That's
like
Thursday's job, actually.
licking her
I found
chops.
Thursday.
She's licking her chops, staring at the tiny students.
No, no, Thursday. No, no.
But yeah, so as you are all waiting around for the professor to get there, it takes maybe 2 minutes before finally you do find the door opens and Professor Moriarty does walk in. He is a tall man, pale skin, short black hair. He's got a like leather boots, long wizarding robes covered in arcane text that sort of shifts as he moves. He's got a scythe sort of pinned to one of his ears, and he is holding a large staff in the shape of a snake. As he walks and goes, "All right, everyone, settle. Why are you so small?" And he just sort of looks over at the tiny
Um,
students.
there was an incident with the last class. We were all shrunk.
What
Sorry.
were you in? What class was it? You. Speak up. And he points to you,
Um,
Eugene.
it was in the I just kind of looked at Salem like,
We were in the botany class.
Of course, of course, of course, of course. All right, Orc. Why would you do? And he just waves his hand and to dispel magic, and each of the students who are sitting there at tiny all grow back to their regular size, but all on top of the table. So they just immediately fall over and go, "Ah, ow, okay." That warning would have been nice. No warnings in magic. It happens suddenly. Get to your seats.
I just lured my cat into a box.
Clever.
it's a kitten in a box.
Cat in a box. You see, he sets down a massive textbook that's like the size of his torso, just slams it down onto the table in front. Goes, right. Some of you are new here. Some of you are only for combat and don't think that they have to pay attention. And just sort of looks back to the back at Will Red. Goes,
Present.
but that is not the case. My name, now, for those of you who don't know, I am Professor Xenos Moriarty. To get a few things out of the way, yes, I am the Xenos Moriarty, famed wizard. Yes, I did create some spells. Yes, I was trapped in a bog for 300 years. No, I will not elaborate. Yes, I was arrested and thrown into a bog for war crimes. No, I will not elaborate. Now,
Nobody asked.
I am way too excited about this on my face.
what was that? Is there a turn to you, Salem? I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, I think I smell grass.
He snaps his fingers, and for a moment you open to say something, and you just feel your mouth shut.
Did you just matrix me?
Your just mouth is fully closed, and he goes, "There will be no speaking out of turn in my." And as he's saying that, you see the snake
I
on
cast
the
message
um.
into his head.
As he casts that spell, and you see he like seals your mouth shut. You do see the snake on the head of his staff turn and just bite his hand. He goes, "Right, of course, of course, of course, of course. Please excuse me." And he waves it away as he hears your message and goes, "Right, right, right.
And my message was, I can still talk, you know.
Yes, I am aware. Now, my apologies." And he turns to the snake staff. "The headmistress Monroe has ensured that I will not injure any students on campus. However, if I catch you off campus, I do not have to follow school rules."
That sounds like a threat.
It's not a threat. It is a promise. Now,
Yeah,
class
I
is
was
starting.
saying that would be a promise, not a threat.
And he turns around, he slams the staff down, and it like coils into a full snake and just slithers onto the table to look at you while he turns around and starts writing on the blackboard. And he goes, "All right, magical theory. Now, we're going to start with basics. Arcane enchantment. Can anyone tell me anything about enchantment magic?"
I will immediately raise my hand.
You tiny mouse.
I could
Uh,
picture Hermione being a tiny mouse.
I could too. Poof. Poofy mouse.
enchantment magic is the magic you cast on people when you want to change attributes about them or your surroundings. and things like that. It's the most useful one, I think.
Very good. Some may call enchantment war crimes. That is only if you use it to hurt people. Or to meld a bunch of students together into a shield. Who knows? Now, that was a good one. What was it? Cobbler was your name, I believe? You make shoes or something shoe.
Yeah, Cornelius Cobbler.
Oh,
Cobbler.
I thought it was Gobbler. Okay.
You cannot silence students, you cannot. Anywho, enchantment magic is one of the most powerful of magics. You can use it to bend the will of reality around you. Some may say illusion does that, but in truth it is enchantment magic. It is also incredibly useful for what else? Anyone?
Is Cobbler going to raise their hand again? I'm just waiting for that.
It's
I mean, he sure would. I'm trying to think of the answer, though.
I know. I could DM with that.
Magic.
That's on me as well.
I know. I'm like, I'll DM you.
It's good for magic.
But yeah, what?
But yeah, he
any
would
of you?
definitely raise his hand.
You again, cobbler?
Oh, you can use it to craft magic items.
Here we are. Okay, so one of you understands magic, and the rest of you. You see a couple of students are just shrinking into their chairs. He's incredibly intense as he is actively just staring down, full eye contact, staring down students who don't respond.
I'm standing up straight in my seat. My frog is doing the lick thing still.
I'm leaning forward slightly, like very invested, but also arms kind of wrapped around Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fully asleep.
Mm-hmm. So he goes, right, okay, so one of you knows enchantment. Yes, enchantment magic can be used to craft enchanted items. It can also be used for many kinds of things. Enchantment runes affect your daily life, yada yada yada. Now, for
Do you-
those...
Want to actually be here?
He sort of looks at the snake that's coiled on the table and goes, I am contractually obligated to teach at this school.
All right.
It is part of my penance.
Carry on.
Right. Now, let's go over the use of enchantment magic as it refers to perhaps keeping one's body alive when they're trapped in a bog for 300 years. Now, the main use, and it just sort of like drones on for a bit as I'm not going to do a whole lecture, an hour-long lecture. I could.
No. Let's do this hour-long lecture.
Right, okay. So,
No,
as magic
okay.
is...
I regret.
I recorded one. I actually recorded a full lecture to get into this character's voice. I can go grab the record. Anyhow,
Nerd.
yes. But yeah, he sort of, it's a little uncomfy as he explains how enchantment magic combined with necromancy can be used to keep a body from decomposing in the center of a bog for 300 years, and you're not fully sure if this is going to be relevant to you ever in your life. You're really hoping it's not. Yeah,
I'm taking notes.
You've already fallen asleep.
Taking intense notes.
Yeah. But there it is, and actually, like, it is still pretty interesting of, like, a combination of enchantment and necromancy magic, and how you could use that to preserve items, or use it to preserve, perhaps, flesh, and living people, and keep the elements out as, a bog
As
slowly tries to decompose your body.
One of
As
the
he's
notes
talking
I
about
write-
necromancy. Oop,
Go
no,
ahead.
you go first. No, you go first.
Nope, you.
Nope, I'm already muted.
I'm gonna just roll the dice, and I'm gonna say who goes first. Izzy.
No, mine's stupid. Izzy goes first.
I rolled the dice.
Mine was stupid too.
Um,
I said I was just gonna sit here writing a note saying I'm gonna cast the alarm spell every night now because this guy scares the fuck out of me.
Listen, on school grounds, he can't commit a crime.
That doesn't make me feel any more reassured.
At the mention of necromancy, I just kind of take up Thursday's little skeleton paws and just do that little thing where you just pattern around with the cat's paws, just like.
Oh.
boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo.
Nice. Can I have an Arcana check from anyone who is paying attention to the class.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's cocked.
I got a 16.
Nice.
It's a dirty 20.
17.
All right, you all pass. So as you are reminding yourself, Salem, cast alarm spell, you are watching him, and for a moment you look away. You all look away from the blackboard itself to his robes, which are swirling and moving, and you clock one rune that you notice is sort of a rune that you've only seen in books. It's usually used for people who are prisoners, and you, as you're looking at the runes that move across his clothes, you realize those are prison clothing, technically. They're all runes marking someone as a criminal and keeping them from harming people. Like, physically they cannot harm people, but it immediately notifies you, like, oh, that's fully prison clothes, like magic prison clothing. And you go, okay, so that's a whole thing. It's perhaps one of those runes you might even recognize from a different campaign that imprisoned something. But yeah, you immediately clocked, like, oh, these are prison. This is a criminal. This is fully someone who has committed war crimes, as they were said, war crimes. I mean, they said quote unquote war crimes, but also mentioned melding a bunch of children together into a shield. So it's pretty clear that they probably committed an actual bad. But yeah, the class goes on for a full hour. It is pretty useful to learn, like, this is how you combine enchantment and necromancy to preserve a body. Here's some uses, like some uncommon uses for enchantment on how to keep the elements out, how to, like, prevent against evocation magic, how to prevent against the elements, like, seeping into your room. Some of them are useful spells of, like, hey, if it's raining, here's how to keep water out of your house. It's actually not super useless. And after an hour, class does end. And he just sort of picks up the book on his table and slams it shut with a loud thud. Goes, right. Okay.
That's very interesting class.
Right. Do any of you speak? Let's know. You know, I'm just gonna check your cheats instead of asking you.
What? Oh, I heard you cheats, and I'm like, we don't
cheats.
cheat.
Do any of you speak Infernal?
I do.
You do? Okay. What, Cornelius or Salem?
Mm-mm.
So then,
Nope.
Eugene, you are the only one who hears this. As Wilbur, you go, it was a nice class. He goes, in Infernal, you can't listen. You just have to work here for another 100 years, and then you can kill people again. It's fine.
Did you say something, Professor?
No.
I actively am not trying to hide that I heard that. I'm still like,
He just looks and goes, no, I didn't. No, nothing for you to hear.
I thought you were saying something into that snake.
No, my friend here, and the snake just fully hisses at him. Just like, they do not seem to be buddies. And he goes, my friend here is just keeping an eye on me during my courses and my entire tenure here at this lovely institute. Now,
I'm already, like, packed up and standing.
Yeah,
and
he's
slowly inching to the door.
class
You're
is
already at the door.
dismissed. Leave. I don't want to see your faces anymore.
Actually, I'd go down and grab Cornelius's heavy books.
cute
They're
shit.
big.
They are a
And
little
they're
big.
tiny.
You're a tiny little rat baby. Little mouse
I would
baby.
Tiny.
probably, as we were getting ready to go, just like very loosely, like not completing any of the markings, but like very loosely sketching out some of the arcane symbols from his robes.
Some of them you are able to actually make an intelligence check for me
Intelligence check.
to get
I
those.
keep forgetting that I don't have to alt tab out to get to D&D Beyond at this point while I'm looking at you guys. Intelligence check is a 10.
It's 10. So you're able to get a couple of the runes down. It's not incredibly easy. You think they might be imbued with some kind of, like, intent in them. Like, part of the rune casting isn't just writing it. It's, like, physically casting it as if it's a spell, so you're not able to get all of them unless you want to use up spell slots.
Oh god, no.
But you
just
are
like
able to
enough
get like
so
one
that
or
I'm
two.
familiar with them.
You do get one that you think might be useful, that you think you've seen before for like really intense locks on doors, for like bank vaults and the like. So yeah, you're able to grab one or two, but you're not able to get the full thing. They're also moving constantly around on his clothing. But
Okay.
that's it. You're only able to grab two. One of them seems like a locking spell, and the other one seems like a suppression spell. You're not sure what it's suppressing, but you think suppressing something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's the
Astrid,
first time I think I've ever not gotten in trouble.
Well, I sort of helped with that, maybe.
Ah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
It's not my dig. I keep trying to get out of it, but the general keeps saying I have to attend.
Well, even if you don't want to cast magic, there's some benefits to understanding how to avoid it.
I guess that's true. Plus, I just think the professor really hates me.
Are we overhearing? Am I able to overhear?
Yeah, so you all are out of the classroom. If you don't walk out, you do feel
I think
a force pushing you out of the classroom.
I think the professor kind of hates everyone.
yeah, at the very least.
At a minimum, please.
What's got you all shaken up there?
Me? Shaken? Oh, that's no, nothing. I'm fine. I'm good.
You
It
sure?
seems roughly their average.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm always like this.
What is that?
I dreamt of dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets.
Oh,
And like, can I notice like insight check them to see if they're
Yeah, go ahead
acting-
and make an
I don't
insight
really
check
have
against, I suppose, your
good insight.
deception. If you were trying to hide
Um,
this.
It's a 17 plus 0, so we'll see.
and a 13 plus 6. Why do I have a plus 6 in deception?
Isn't that, I think
Oh.
warlocks get that on default.
I think
Aw.
so. So I'm just
Yeah, so
being
you can
sneaky.
definitely, well, I mean, that's just barely. So even with the sneakiness, you can tell something's up because of what you just said, Eugene. So you're not sure what it is. You can't get a. You're usually good at reading people and getting a sense for what it is, even without
How
having
tall is
asked them.
Eugene?
No, I need to. No, say it with food in your mouth. 5'8". Okay, yeah, Eugene is 5'8".
Okay.
But
Just
yeah,
curious.
so you sense that something is going on just by the everything about them, but you're not sure if it's like that's just general anxiety by a creepy teacher or if there's something more. Or, I mean, you did just hear what they just said, which felt sus.
Well, since... Go for it.
Are we going to another class, or is this like a break period?
Yeah, that was my question.
Yeah, you now it is around lunch, so this is your it is lunch period now for you to take a chance to relax. Go
You guys
ahead.
want to go grab lunch?
You go on ahead. I need to ask Eugene something.
Me? Okay. Sure. If you're still there after we're done, we could probably meet you. Or
Yeah, I'll wait
like,
for you there.
if you want.
Cornelius?
Yeah, I'll come with you, and you guys will be at the smaller table if you want to meet us there.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so like when they walk away and it's getting a little like there's less people here, I'm gonna how do you pronounce it? Cabidon them?
Gonna what?
Hello?
The thing where you put the one arm out and you smack it against the wall. And,
Boom.
Oh, okay.
what is it? Cabidon?
Something like that.
I think so. I don't know.
You're just straight up going,
Okay, spill it.
What? Huh?
What are you hiding? And I'm like really close to you, like 5 inches from your face. And I'm shorter than you, so.
I mean, like, hiding now or, like, hiding in the past, because I have a lot of things that I've hidden in the past that I really
Not the
don't
past, not the
talk about
past.
a lot.
It's
I
just now.
How I look?
That's not what I'm. What do you mean how you look?
Oh, that's not what you were talking about, okay.
It is now.
No, it's really not, it's not important.
Okay. Well, you started acting weird when the professor said something.
It's just I'm not used to hearing a lot of, people talk in Infernal like that, so I wasn't really expecting it.
Infernal. Okay. And what did they say?
Nothing. It was just about, what was said, by, we're at
I'm
during
gonna
class.
smack the wall again with my other hand.
I
So now
don't
it's like the
like
double.
I don't like the situation. I do
Spill
not
it.
like being intimidated by a tiny bunny.
I'll roll intimidation if I have to.
Do
I
it,
say, go
please.
ahead and roll. I needed to get the laugh out, but roll intimidation.
Listen, can I set the DC?
Sure.
Listen,
Two.
can you have a fan artist draw this, please?
I beg of you, fan artist, please.
For real.
I
Deadass.
lost my die. I
DC
don't know where it went.
2.
Oh god.
The DC's a fucking 2.
Well, I
Not that
lost. I'm
difficult.
gonna roll a d12 because I can't find my d20, and I rolled a 10, so plus 5 is 15.
There you go. Okay. It was he said something about just having to be here for 100 years, and then he's gonna be able to kill people again.
Whoa, that's dark. And I'm just gonna boop you on the snoot and start walking away.
I
Boop down the snoop.
And then I'm gonna put rivets on top of my head and start walking towards the lunch area.
just look down at Thursday and I'm just like,
Are you coming?
What? uh, sure. I'm just gonna scurry right behind you.
And while that tense moment happens, Will, Rhett, and
fucking happen.
Cornelius, what are you two doing on your way to the cafeteria?
Carrying books. You're like really
Yeah.
good at magic, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I think the people here better than me, but
I mean, so
I'm
far
pretty good.
today, I've seen you summon a beetle. And then, I mean, whatever you did to keep me from getting in trouble in class, that's pretty cool.
I just made it look like your eyes were open.
So that's how you not get in trouble. Good to know.
Where the hell did my d20 go?
It fell into the void.
Maybe
Yeah.
it was stolen away by cat criminals.
Have you
criminal.
checked your butt?
You're right. You gotta check that. One of the void holes that were in the dorms earlier kind of
Nope.
opened up beneath you.
It is the
You-
underworld's
what?
anus.
But a void?
Your butt?
Your butt. Try to make sure my cat doesn't fall off the desk again in his box. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, use some music, magic, and you're like pretty chill about it.
No, we're level 5.
Yay. Yeah, I mean, not many people use magic where I'm from, so it was a little weird. But I like it.
Same. Have that in common. Magic wasn't really popular where I grew up.
Oh, well, not that it wasn't popular. It just wasn't, not many people could do it.
That's pretty. See, you gotta mean something if you're able to.
Yes, I studied very hard.
Definitely belong here.
And so do you if you want to. I mean, maybe you don't.
No. It's kind of easier on my parents if I'm here.
Here comes the backstory. Spill it.
Well, picture this, Sicily.
Are you Italian now?
19. Yes, it's actually Di Paolo. Oh my god. I just looked up and Knox's face is in the corner of the box. And he's just staring at me. I won't use the accent again. Please don't
You
hit
use
me.
that accent, and Docs is about to whack you for it.
He heard it and was like, "Hey,
Yeah, so it's kind of better I'm here on them.
Like how he's your accent check.
He's my accent check.
is it too wild of an accent?" Not, he'll let you know.
He will let me know. As y'all have seen. I might post a picture to only friends real quick.
So, do we get to the
So.
lunch area?
Yeah,
Yep,
so
pen
I
to
will
lunch.
say those two will get to the lunch area first.
I will like
fair.
shoulder people out of the way so that way Cornelius can get food and not have to fight to get food.
Yeah, usually it's a bit of a struggle usually for you to get food, Cornelius. Just trying to make your way past the taller students, but for some reason, people are just kind of moving out of your way.
It's very nice. I appreciate it. Now I can get one of those flower-shaped waffles.
Yeah, there's well, it is lunchtime, so they don't have breakfast food anymore, unfortunately.
God, that second photo is nightmare fuel.
That's what I looked up towards.
That second photo is pure nightmare fuel.
I will post it.
Oh my god!
I will post it on our Twitter, gentle viewers, so that way you can also see the
Oh.
look of murder my cat was giving me.
He's like, motherfucker, you're really trying it.
For real though,
What is that voice? I'll hit you for it.
I will kill you.
But yes, you're able to. It is lunchtime, so there are no more like breakfast waffles or things like that. It's now sandwiches, like nice soups. There's a couple of really nice salads. You see some. There is like a full steak dinner that you can grab.
I'm getting that.
I like how my cat was like, "You're being too loud," and just walked away.
That seems to be the only bit of like. I mean, most of the sandwiches have either vegetables or meat, but the steak dinner is maybe the prize there. Of like a steak and potatoes kind of meal with a bit of like asparagus on the side.
Awesome.
I'm taking some of the crackers that are intended for the soup, but I just want the crackers.
There, you can take the crackers. There is also like a charcuterie board just laid out for people to grab like various cheeses and fruits and meats and
I
crackers.
take a very large handful of the cheeses.
But yeah, some of the foods look a little like you're not sure how you should eat them if you're being honest. Like one of them is a soup that kind of goes into like one of those burbling fountains that constantly is like a fondue fountain, but it's soup. And you're
That
not
looks
sure.
dangerous.
You're like, I don't know how I would eat that or how it's very hot.
I sent my mom the picture. My mom goes, just don't do the old man voice he doesn't like.
But yeah, there are some artfully cut like sandwiches. There's a couple like little like tea sandwiches, like little cucumber ones, or like boysenberry jam. A couple of like little carrot sandwiches. They're well for you they're pretty regular sized. But all right, you look at them and they're just tiny like dainty sandwiches that would not fill up a person. Is there a bunch of like tea sandwiches? There's some lady fingers on the table. Just fancy food. I gotta look up fancy foods. But yeah, you are you guys are able to grab your lunches. You did get there before the others as they were having their moment, so to speak.
Yeah, and I'll make sure we save 2 spots for them.
The small table usually isn't full. Most of the students who sit there, even if they aren't always super friendly, like you don't know them well, they're always willing to like make room. It's sort of like shorty solidarity, where everyone just understands that this is the only place to eat and have like a normal seat, and so no
Cool.
one's gonna tell you to like move.
Perfect. And just keep eye out for them coming in. Can I check on my brother again? Make sure he's doing all right.
Yes, your brother is now eating lunch. You see he is sitting again with Lucien. And they are both having tiny tea sandwiches and sipping tea. You can see he's like eating little like
my
raspberry
God.
cookie sandwiches.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but he
Wow.
seems to be having a good time. You see he's laughing and having like a
These
fun time.
bitches be gay.
Hey, good for
Good for
you.
them.
For a moment, you think you see. Yeah, make a perception check, actually.
Everyone remembers it in the Duke Nukem voice, but I'm sitting here like, y'all not remember the Miku one?
That's gonna be a 15, right? Yeah, +3. Yeah, 12
With
plus
a
3.
15, you are looking across, and you see that your brother, he's just like politely sitting there, and like every time he gets like a spot of food, you see Lucian just like grabs a little handkerchief and like wipes it off his face.
Is he raising a pinky though?
Your brother is not,
Oh, if he raises
unfortunately,
his pinky, I'm breaking that shit.
but Lucian is, and he just seems to go like, that's fine, and just like drinks his tea with his like pinky out.
You know,
They're having a
I'm
tea
happy for
party
my baby brother.
at an empty table. It's just them.
As long as he's happy.
They're having a tiny tea party. They have a
But
little
I'll
tea
definitely
party.
keep eye out. If anyone comes up to try and mess with them, I'm just gonna haul ass.
Um, yeah, you do see a couple of people walk over to the table, but the moment they do, what was your perception check again?
15.
With a 15, yeah. So you see the moment they do, if they look like they are saying anything weird or anything rude, you see Lucian's face completely changes. So he's a pretty like well kept boy. He's like he's got like soft features. He's very polite, and you see the moment anyone says anything that looks like rude, his face fully changes, and like his eyes turn like glowing red and full like gnawing fangs open. And he just turns and goes, "Go away," and then goes, "Right, okay," and polite.
God damn!
Like full, like part of his skin turns like a sickly green as he just goes.
I think my brother's dating a demon?
Um,
My brother's dating a necromancer.
make a
Ba-da-ba.
history check.
Oh, good. Guess what I'm really good at, guys?
Yeah, to try and guess at what race that is.
6.
A 6. You're not. You're not sure. You're
They're
Definitely a demon.
definitely a necromancer.
They
definitely
are
some
for
kind
sure
of
undead.
demon undead. You don't know. You're pretty sure it's something.
Did I see any of it when
Actually, yeah.
Wilbert mentioned it?
I mean, you would have. Yeah, you definitely would have seen Willret turn. Oh, whoops. What was that?
Oh, let's someone.
Rohannes.
Oh, yeah, you right, Strom. Rohannes is like, no cussing. We cuss too much then.
What did Rohannes stop?
Rohannes stopped Strom from cussing. Apparently, Rohannes doesn't like
We
cussing.
don't have that enabled.
Rohannes is in professor mode.
Oh, that's the new safe mode that we can't turn off is stopping that so people can't do hate raids. Whoops. I can't turn that
Oh,
off.
there we go. Let's see if it worked.
Yeah. That's always been allowed. I think, yeah, because I don't know. What
Rohannes does come down on you, Strom, all the time.
we don't have those as banned words. But the safe mode option is starting to. I guess it just bans a bunch of words so that people can't do hate raids. I will figure out how to change it slightly.
We love you though, Strom. Yeah, no one fucks with my brother.
To do like what I
Every
did
single
just then.
time.
Yeah, just every single time and just allow certain words.
Fuck.
But yeah, but for real though, no one fucks with my brother.
But yes, you would see that. Sorry, I got distracted. You would see that, Cornelius, if it was pointed out to you. I mean, I figured you'd notice them turn around. So yeah, you would be able to also make that check.
It's so amusing how
Well,
it's always
I-
Strom.
It's always strong, and I don't know why.
I botched the roll, so I got a 9.
With a 9, you're you've definitely heard about it in a book that you remember finding in the library, but you're not personally you aren't personally well traveled, and you're not sure of all of the races of the realm. Your small town wasn't incredibly diverse.
Yeah, it was all mice.
Exactly, I'm like, it was an all mouse town, and you are now in probably the most diverse area you've ever been.
I can try to look that up in a book later.
But you definitely remember seeing it in the library in one of the
Oh.
books.
Sure. I mean, as long as they're okay, like, you know, not hurting my brother. Yeah, that's my baby brother. That's Bernard.
Oh,
I guess as he likes to go
you
by.
have
He's too
family here.
fancy. Yeah. He's a first year.
and you said he's good at magic, right?
He's really good at magic.
Nice. I hope
Really
he does
good.
well here.
I do too. I think it'll do him some good.
and I will research their friend and make sure it's not someone who charms people and eats them later.
That would be nice. Thank you.
That
That
is
would be
fair.
real uncool.
But yeah, you're not sure off the top of your head what it is, but you definitely think you've seen it before. Seen those traits before. But that is around the time you two, Salem and Eugene, you do pop in for lunch.
How flustered does Eugene look like at this point?
I'm
Yeah.
How
quite
flustered?
flustered.
Do you come straight to the table, or are you going to get food first?
I come
Uh,
straight to the table. I set Thursday down, and then I go get food.
I go get food first and then come back to the table.
You're right there, kid?
Set Thursday down. Walking away.
I don't know how to take that. I don't know if that was good or not.
I'll come back at that point. Something wrong?
Well, Eugene just like, what?
Isn't that pretty normal?
I don't know. The first day I've met Eugene. I mean, we've had some classes together. But I've never really talked to them.
Well, I think it's pretty normal.
I'm what the staff calls antisocial.
Oh, me too.
You've definitely had
Hey.
staff come and talk to you and go like, "Hey, so I noticed you haven't been making a lot of friends lately." You've definitely had that conversation, Willret, with some of the professors.
Yeah. So have you gotten the "you need friends" talk before too?
At different places.
The talk
I'm trying.
sucks.
I'm trying my best.
I mean, you're obviously talking to us.
I guess that's true, actually.
I guess I'm technically talking to us too.
We are fine. Yep.
Yeah. Perfect.
This is awkward.
Every day.
I come back with my food and make it more awkward.
Yes.
Hey.
You did say you were keeping an
Hi.
eye on your brother, Willret?
Yep.
You do also see two more people do sit at that table with your brother and his friend.
They look
I
like
was trying to roll stealth for them. It is two tieflings. They look nearly identical, except one of them has longer hair than the other.
okay.
They are both wearing matching like uniforms, like fully to the exact same uniform, but matching, and they are just sort of like both of them have one black eye and one golden eye, each swapped on each side.
And Lucian and Burns seem okay with that?
Oh yeah, they wave at them, and then Lucian seems kind of he didn't do his monster face, but he does look annoyed.
Okay. But not like
He doesn't look like he's upset with them. He looks upset that his like one-on-one time was broken up, but not that
his
he
date
doesn't
was
like
broken.
them. Yes, but not that he dislikes the company.
Okay.
Continue. I was rolling to see who else would join.
Coolio. More people to tease my brother in front of.
Yep. But yeah, so you all are eating lunch. What do you all? Are you just eating lunch? And are you? You have lunch is about 45 minutes. So you have a pretty extended lunch.
What class is after this?
Yeah, I guess I'm just eating lunch,
After this is alchemy.
I'm specifically watching to see how much Eugene eats, and then tries to eat the same amount.
I'm like picking at the very few little pieces of food that I got.
Then I'm also picking at food.
You
I'm full diving into the steak dinner.
It is a lovely. You take a bite of the steak, and as you cut it in half, you cut it, you put it up to your mouth, and you immediately taste that it tastes like a steak. It does not have the consistency of a steak. It has the consistency of plant matter.
The steak is weird.
It tastes exactly like the best steak you ever had. It tastes amazing. It does not feel like a steak.
This
Does
tastes
my
feel
monocle still have the enchantment on it, or has it wore off by now?
It's been flickering on and off. So the full enchantment wore off, but every now and then when you like remove it or adjust it, you see a brief flash of like sort of an extended detect magic where it detects the chemical compounds of anything. So you are able to. I will also give you your second magic item that I created for everyone. That one you guys will encounter during the stream. Um,
Oh boy.
um, but I will add that to your sheet later when I finish making it. But you think that perhaps maybe 3 times a day you have the charge to look at something. It's chemical compounds.
All right. Well, since I don't fully know how cool it is yet, I will use that to analyze the chemical compounds of the steak and see if it resembles the plants we were looking at earlier.
It does. You think it might be made out of like a mix of different plant fibers, so it is a plant-based steak. It is beyond meat.
Hmm.
But it is. It has all of the like you notice the seasonings and like the usual additions to a steak, but it is made itself physically out of plant matter.
Beyond meat, more like below meat.
Crimes.
Ah, you might already be aware, Wilred, but yes, that is not meat. It is plant matter.
I was afraid you'd say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're allergic to plants, aren't you?
No, I just really wanted a steak. Like a
Um,
good hearty steaks for lunch, just, burn through a lot of energy punching things.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get it. You socked someone today.
yeah, and
Eh,
my
yeah.
hand still hurts.
You get used to it.
I'm sorry.
No, don't. I don't like seeing people getting pushed around.
I kind of get pushed around a lot. It's not really that bad.
Not
I'm
anymore,
not
you
used to it.
don't. You're not going to get pushed around anymore, my friend.
You kind of get used to it after a little while.
You shouldn't have to. That's not cool.
Eh, it's not really a matter of being cool. I've never really been that cool, especially not compared to people like Pawn or whatever. But I just,
Well,
uh,
if anyone starts messing with you, just let me know. I'll take care of it.
um, okay. Thanks. I'm not used to this a lot at all, really.
I'm used to taking care of bullies, so.
I can't believe this campaign's just become the Bully Busters video.
It is the Bully Busters.
I
I
mean, I paid someone to bully.
You did.
Yeah, but
Listen, I wrote a
that's
bunch of
true.
school bullies because I knew none of you were gonna be school bullies. You're all too good. You're goody two shoes.
Listen,
You're all
I am
deep down good
anxiety.
people. So I gave you your own Draco
I'm
Malfoy.
just angsty.
Listen,
Edgy.
you're just edgy. You're not on their way to being a serial killer.
That's what you think.
Are you at David's level of I like to hurt things and watch them hurt?
Just wait till this is episode 4.
Episode 4.
Oh
Pain.
no.
Pain.
Speaking of David, he is in the cafeteria because it
Uh,
is an
What's
open.
he doing?
He is just scooping a plate. He is like furiously looking through the food, trying to find any meat. Just any. He's like, why are they all? What's all the vegetables for? What are we, rabbits?
Don't worry about him. He's not gonna mess with you.
He's literally just sorting through trying to. And a lot of them, like you saw the food there. It was a lot of like cucumber sandwiches and like nice hummus. The most meat was on the charcuterie board, and most people just took that already.
But for real though, they need to work on getting some actual meat in this place. Like
yeah.
the wizards can use a little meat on their bones. No offense, Cornelius.
There was actually, well, right, you and Salem, you probably wouldn't know, but Eugene and Cornelius, there was a bowl of like undistinguishable gray goop also on the table that a couple people had just take a scoop of and leave the cafeteria. You two wouldn't, Salem and Willard wouldn't know it, but Cornelius and Eugene, you knew that that is a item known as arcane paste, which is not meal, just a sort of goo that you put on in your mouth or on your body, and it fills you up.
Yeah.
You see a lot of the older students just grab a scoop and leave just immediately. They're like, I don't have time for food.
Well, if you're looking for a fully balanced meal in a glob, there is that stuff. I don't recommend it. It's sticky.
Yeah, I don't think Pond liked it very much.
No. Most people
I've
don't
always
eat
kind
it.
of avoided that stuff.
Yeah, you kind of need actual food instead of just kind of a
It
paste, whatever shows up.
is a magical paste that gives you all of your nutrients. You shouldn't eat it consistently. It's not good for you to just have only that. But it is a wizard invented meal so that you don't have to leave your studies.
Yeah, that stuff always looked a little sketchy to me.
It doesn't look good, and I'm too afraid to try it. At this point, I'm too afraid to ask.
I mean, I'd rather eat the uh, plant steak.
Which, by the way, aren't you going to eat that?
Yeah. I'll keep sadly eating it.
Before the effect of my monocle wears off, can I glance across the buffet table one last time, see if there's anything that has real meat in it?
Yeah. So you glance over at the table, so you wouldn't need to roll for that with the monocle. You do spot one thing with real meat. It's like a beef ravioli sitting on the table. There's like a beef stuffed pasta. That's maybe the only thing you spot with actual meat inside of it. It's like a mushroom and
Ah,
beef ravioli.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab that
So yeah, you scoop up
and
the
bring it
very
back.
last of it. You see someone was almost reaching for it. The minute you grab it,
Sorry, friend needs it. Bye.
they just go. There's no meat on this table.
And I will scurry back.
I love all the students want fucking meat. They won't give it to us.
There are a lot of you notice that a lot of the like Elven and Fey students are really enjoying the like usually what looks like most of the rich kids are really enjoying the like very nice, very fancy all fruit, all plant meals, and then most of the regular students are just like, I beg of you, give me actually Strom, yeah. You do remember, I will say, Eugene and Cornelius, before like just a couple of weeks ago there were more meat options. They weren't as fancy, but they were definitely like a regular sandwich was available at lunch. Like you could just get a regular like turkey and rye. And now it is mostly what looks like Fey and Elven fancy plant-based foods. And no one is happy about it. No one is enjoying this all plant diet.
Where's the
Especially-
kitchen?
It you would not know. I don't think you've ever been in here when they brought the food out.
And I'll stand up. Does anyone know where the kitchen is?
Do I?
Would your brother have taken you there?
I'm assuming he's.
Then yeah, you would know. So it is like
Stickler.
so
Okay.
the back
Does
wall
anyone
is
here know where
false.
the kitchen is?
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna get you some food.
um,
Not
okay.
you, but
Yeah.
that and point at.
Yeah.
Does anyone else here want meat?
maybe just a little.
You do see one of the pixies who is sitting at the table goes, "Please, I need it. I need to eat meat."
I'm gonna walk to where the kitchen is.
Yeah, like what the hell, man?
There are also a couple of students who are literally sitting there, vibrate like at different tables, who have nothing in front of them and are just sitting there like hungry. Just like because some of the students have to physically eat meat because of their race. They're like, I need to eat it to survive. There are 2 vampire students at this school who are like, I'm dying. I'm fully gonna die here. There used to be like little like cups of blood, or like little like lollipops that were just like made of blood. It's just like, I just need to eat.
A blood sickle.
A blood sickle, you could go get one. All ethically sourced from the local
Well,
cows.
I pretend to not notice these people and give the little bit of ravioli to Wilret.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, you skipped over it because you're like, pasta? No. It's probably full
Right.
of veggies.
Yeah,
I'm-
it was the only thing left on the table.
Oh. Thanks. I appreciate it. I'll take a bite because I'm being nice, and then realize there's meat in it.
Yeah, you take a bite expecting it fully to be some kind of vegetable. The last time you ate one of these, it was like pumpkin in there, and you were not a fan.
Ugh.
But you take a bite, and it is beef.
Oh
You
my
know the
god.
distinct taste of meat.
I'm just gonna start like shoveling it down.
Do I get to the kitchen?
Yes, and then I'll cut now. Eugene, you do know the entrance to the kitchen, sort of like around one of the corners where it looks like there's a trash can and then a blank wall is actually a false wall that you can walk through. There is an illusion presenting it as a wall, but it is.
Well,
I, I don't
Eugene
really
showed it
say
to me,
anything.
right?
I don't say anything. I'm under the assumption you know, and I just walk right through it.
I'll walk through and then I'll look over. You can go back to the seat. This is gonna get ugly.
Ugly?
I'm gonna make sure they bring food out for everyone.
Yell at the staff?
Well, you probably need some help with that, and also I kind of just don't want to leave you alone. If that makes any
Oh,
sense.
I'll be fine. You don't want to see this.
Mm, No, I'm staying.
Well,
And I kind of like
okay.
attempt to like strong cross my arms, like really determined, but I just look even more scared.
All right. I'll walk to the back and wherever there's a kitchen.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
I'll go to.
you walked through the false wall and into the kitchen, so you have both been having this conversation in the kitchen. So the moment
That's
you
fine.
pause, you just hear like someone slap their hand on like the side of a pan and go, "You two done? Can I help you, students?"
Hi, points to Salem.
I'm gonna walk
there something
over.
wrong with
I'm
the food?
going to cast illusory script, and I'm going to select this person as being one of the people who can read the actual thing as opposed to the real message.
Mhm.
The real message says something along the lines of no, the fake message says something along the lines of my family or whatever name will pay for so and so. But it really says we need some fucking meat out there. I will pay you whatever you want.
So you see, this is one of the chefs. They look like the head chef. It's a tall half orc man. He's wearing a like large apron and he's got a huge hat on and he just takes the note and goes, "What the? No, no payment necessary. You just get to deal with the Delacroix family when they complain about there being too many meat options."
Oh, my frog already ate her once.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Yeah. What? We've already brought it up to Headmistress Monroe. It's going to take some time, but in the meantime, and he just kind of walks over and sort of goes, "How many? How many students need food?"
As far as I could tell, there were two vampires dying, and I think there were like 6 students who needed actual meat.
At least,
Mhm.
there was. It could have been anywhere closer to 10 or 12 or a dozen or so.
I figured as much. I brought this up to the headmaster when she said we have to listen to the Delacroix. We cannot serve meat now or as many meat options at the buffet as usual. However, if students were to wander near the trash secret store where we couldn't keep track of them and there happened to be extra meals laid out, I mean, none of us could have known that the children would take our meals that we made for ourselves.
Awesome. Where are those?
We'll get you some. Also, make sure these 2 vampires get. We don't want them going feral in the cafeteria.
Thank you.
So we're all for like war criming this family, right? Like just straight up, like
The Delacroix? You're just gonna commit a war crime? Well, you don't like my
Like-
Malfoys?
just taking these guys out, right? Like I'm fine with going to prison. Let's just like
War
war
crimes.
crimes these motherfuckers.
War crimes.
So you do see a couple of them bring out their a couple of the chefs do look kind of annoyed. It's like, chefs, that's my lunch, and they're like, you can get another one. There's There's hungry kids. Come on. Benny, come on. There's hungry kids. Stop that. And they sort of set up a table right
Okay.
outside of the false store. And they do give you two like thermoses technically of blood, and they're like, please give these to any vampiric students. It's fine. It's just cow blood.
Okay.
Understood.
But
And
we don't want them go. I am not going to be responsible for that lawsuit.
makes sense. When we leave, I'm gonna turn to Eugene. I'm sorry you had to see that. That was ugly.
I didn't really think that was that bad, honestly.
Tossing my family's money around like that wasn't
It was good. It helped people who needed it. So cool.
cool.
Yeah. Um. Okay. I gotta bring these to the and I'm just gonna scurry out.
There are two vampires. One of them is sitting bone stiff, just like rigid, staring at nothing, and the other is just fully draped over the table, like.
I'm just gonna rush out and just put the two thermoses in front of both of them.
You have to immediately. Can you make a dex save for me, actually?
Oh fuck. Dex save.
To get your hand out of the way.
No.
What was that?
It was a nat 2 for a total of 4.
So you're not able to move your hand out of the way fast enough for one of them to just smacks your hand and just goes, "Meh," and just starts drinking of just a full cup of blood, just immediately. Just fully downs it. Just goes, okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I'm starving. You know what it's like? To go 3 days with no food because you can't eat because I'm fucking up and because I don't serve it anymore. I'm
Oh,
sorry, it
I'm
was rude of
sorry.
me.
War crime.
It's rude. Let's go eat. I have to go find bugs and just eat them because maybe that would help.
I'm sorry. We were
I'm sorry.
talking at the kitchen.
That's rude. Okay, thank you. So thanks to the chef. I needed to eat.
Yeah. We'll try and make it better for next time so that
Do
doesn't keep happening.
while this is happening, do I see the Delacroix anywhere?
Yeah, she is sitting at a table surrounded by a couple of friends, and she seems to just be
Okay.
like laughing and eating. She has a huge again, it's just another like intricately made salad. It seems one too intricate for a school to have to do for students, and two, one of the many now non-meat vegetable and fruit options.
I'm gonna pick up a plate of that ooze, that goo or whatever.
The gray stuff. It's
Mhm.
delicious.
I'm going to walk by her table and intentionally trip over my own feet, throwing it at her.
Make a deception roll.
Cool. Okay, what is my deception score? Cool. That is a 19.
19. So you managed to convincingly trip. You actually do stumble for a bit because you're trying to play into it so no one could call you out, and you trip and immediately drop an entire plate of that arcane paste
I
on
went and grabbed like more than you needed.
Oh, did you grab just the whole bowl?
I grabbed like a lot of it.
So
And I was
it slaps down the entirety of her you see she's wearing a different dress now. She's wearing another one where it looks like a reverse sunset where it starts all shimmery and blue and goes down into a golden, and it smacks immediately just to the back of her dress, her hair,
do I
everything.
hit like a couple of her friends too? Like I'm trying to go
A
for
couple of
full
the girls,
splash
yeah,
zone
a
here.
couple of the girls around her, I will grab their
Cool.
descriptions. One of them seems to be entirely made of water, and she's wearing a full leafy outfit underneath her.
Can I stealth or sleight of hand to make it look like someone else threw it?
You know what? Let me roll to see who is nearby that you can pin things on. I'm gonna roll a d20, and you want it to be lower than a 15.
Me.
What do you mean I want it to be lower than a 15? It
With
doesn't matter because I rolled a natural 1, but what does that mean?
With a 20, you see that there is one person you think you could probably pin it on. And there's someone you've talked to before. A David Willow. is nearby and is also standing with his own plate. He has a little bit of arcane paste on the plate because he couldn't find any meat. And he is not super far.
Oh, how do I pin it on? Um. Oof, I feel like I'm gonna get her murdered if I do that.
She's too rich to
Do
be
it.
murdered.
She's gonna get unalived by this guy.
She's too rich for that.
She's too rich to get
What's his
murdered.
name again?
David
David
Willow.
Willow.
David, why did you do that?
He goes,
And then
what?
walk away.
You see, as he turns and goes, what? Some of the paste does slide off of his plate onto the floor. He goes, what? And Delacroix turns around and she goes, oh, I cannot believe... Again? My dress again. I cannot believe this. Oh my god, kid, what was... And then just arguments happening. A couple of her friends are like, ah, my clothes, no. One of them, who seems to be entirely, like, her skin is a, like, turquoise green. And she is... Looking at her face, it looks like she's constantly crying. Like, it looks like there's just water constantly coming down from her eyes. She's got a huge, like, jade gemstone in the center of her head, and, like, long flowing white hair. Her entire outfit, like, underneath her uniform are, like, spikes of rock, and you can see, like, gems crusting at the edge of all of her clothes. And, like, the tiniest bit of paste got onto her shoulder. And she just turns around and goes, I can't believe you. Look at this. You've ruined it. You've ruined my jacket. It's ruined forever. You're going to pay for this, you know? You're going to have to pay me for this.
Am I still by the vampires?
Yeah. They are just immediately... One of them, like, literally just gave you, like, pats on your hand. I was like, thank you so much.
I just kind of... I'm hearing the girls saying, oh, you ruined my jacket, and I just go, that's kind of an improvement.
Oh!
One of the vampires goes, oh my god, no. Hey, you look better with that stuff on you. It just gets up and yells, no, you know what? You should get some more. And fully people just start going, hey, no, yeah. And someone goes, oh, whoops. And drops like a little bit of their salad at the table. And it is fully devolving into
I'm just gonna come.
And
Food fight!
Yeah.
People go, yes!
I clamber
throwing.
under a table.
And I am just grabbing the hunk of plant steak and chucking at Delacroix.
Oh, make an attack. An attack roll. I guess throw an attack.
This is what this campaign has devolved into already.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's gonna be a 17.
A 17. So you smack her right. So there is a point where like the top of her like uniform meets like is covering some of the like nicer parts of her dress. You hit right in between there, hitting not the jacket, which can be replaced, but the dress right into it, just on like the pretty like sequined purple. And it just, she goes, I'm not gonna scream because I have neighbors and one of them has a baby downstairs. But she just like
These are high stakes.
and there is food flying across the. Oh, go ahead. Can I have everyone make dexterity checks for me to get out of
I
the
just
way?
took psychic damage.
And I need
Trying to get out of the way. I'm
real
getting
quick.
into the food fight.
Yeah, before Cornelius, are you trying to hide from this food fight?
Yes, but it would be very apparent that he's trying to keep the library's books safe first and himself second.
Okay.
So you just jumped on top of that grenade.
Yeah, so I would take off my like jacket and drape it over
Aww.
That's like
the books and
flirting.
stuff, so they wouldn't get messed up. Okay, they brought me meat.
Bro, the amount of
They brought me
flirt-
meat and kept me from getting in trouble for us. Like, this is the nicest people have ever been to me.
I will hide
Sir.
under the jacket.
Alrighty.
Okay. My cat knocked over my roll before I could look at it, so I have to re-roll it just to be straight up with you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's a natural 1.
Oh.
Roll it one. Yeah, your cat ruined you. I will let you roll this with advantage.
That's a 7.
Cool. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Thanks, Watson.
I will need from everyone else. Cornelius, you actually do have advantage because of this nice jacket that was thrown over the books,
16.
which since you were nearby it would help.
16.
16. And you, Salem?
I'm not trying to avoid anything. I'm getting into the food fight.
Okay,
If there's a food fight.
So a 16, a 7, and
30-20.
30-20. So two of you managed to avoid getting pelted with food. Wilret, you are not able to stop as immediately just like a full tomato hits you in the face.
Love it. I
Uh,
mean, I don't like the waste of food, but
Yeah.
I shout, "Who throws a tomato?"
But yeah, a food fight has broken out. I made a couple of rolls. Your brother is fine. You see a
okay.
tiny little white shield like bubble him in, but it looks like it is coming directly from Lucian.
Aw, his sparkling boyfriend's protecting him.
However, Lucian does immediately get hit in the back of the head.
I'm gonna throw something at the kid who just threw something at Lucian.
Yeah, you see it as some tiny first year who just looks excited to throw food around.
Oh, I totally pelt them. I'm gonna grab something, a glob off the table,
Oh,
and
are
just
you the
pelt
person who
them.
throws an ice ball at a child?
It's not an ice ball, but I've definitely grabbed like I don't know, like some paste or something on the ground and chuck it at this kid.
Soft foods include the no one's throwing soup. You see one kid starts throwing soup, and one of the 6 years immediately magics it away and goes, "Hey, no hot foods."
Yeah, no hot foods. No hot foods or super cold foods. That's rude.
I know. You're just gonna throw hot soup on something? That's gonna hurt. But yeah, so you managed to pelt another kid with with a little bit of the paste. The pot that had the paste seems to just have more and more. Every time someone scoops it out, they think they're trying to get to the bottom, and nope. Yeah, but upside, yeah, no one will be hungry as this arcane paste is touching all of your skin, and you all do feel pretty full
Oh,
just
cool.
from it touching you. But yeah, so your brother is fine. Lucian does get smacked in the back of the head and immediately full feral face as he just starts growling
Oh,
and
shit.
throwing food around. But he does
Okay,
not
good.
move from in front of your brother. Even though he is shielded with a little dome, he does not move from that area. And then for Mean Girls, you know what they all rolled to avoid it? An 8, a 3, and a 6. And another
That's because
3.
everyone's fucking aiming for
Yeah,
them.
everyone is aiming specifically at them, specifically at Delacroix. So you didn't ask for her name, but it's Rebecca. She's Becky. By most of the students go. Someone just yells, "Hey Becky, catch this!" and throws it, and she gets hit immediately, full in the face with. And you realize one of the vampires might have thrown a little bit of their food, and just went.
Ooh.
And she goes,
Oh shit, that's
goes-
fucking dark.
It just goes, I'm leaving, I hate it here, I hate this school, I hate everyone here. And people are just throwing food at her, fully just throwing.
Did we just create Carrie?
Yeah, probably.
You see, she like around her little tiny storm clouds are just on like her shoulders, is like they are like crackling with electricity and rain, and she just goes, no. And her friends are trying to like shield her, but also themselves of like, do not hit me, do not. They all look just covered in arcane paste and various vegetables. She's the only one who got a little bit of like, on her.
Shit.
As one of the
Yeah, I'm just
miners
gonna-
go, that was a mistake. I really did need to eat that.
I'm just gonna have fun with the
But yeah,
food fight.
she's trying to get out. Most of you guys are throwing food.
Since I crawled under the table, would I be able to shift my form into my human slash kind of vaguely like insignificant
Mm-hmm.
form?
Go ahead and make a stealth check for me. This is a DC 5.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's a 19.
So you manage to like pop under the table, change forms, and then no one seems to notice as everyone's kind of busy with the food fight and food dripping all over.
For reference, the human form, instead of the blonde hair and the horns, now it's just deep black hair that reaches about to the nape of my neck, freckles, a little strand of dyed blue hair, asymmetrical on my face, and now icy blue eyes. Make it blue, make it pink, and then I'm just gonna kind of start shuffling out of the cafeteria to try and get onto my wherever my next class is.
Next class would be alchemy, but before you can leave, the doors do burst open. Before anyone gets out, even Rebecca and her friends, the doors do burst open. And you see a teacher walk. Well, not walk. Walk is a strong word. Fly in, perhaps. You see long, like, golden hair, a, like, golden winged helm that is covering her eyes. She's got a, like, radiant light pouring out of her and large white wings that, like, she flaps to, like, knock everyone, like, the first few students who are closer to the door get knocked over immediately just onto their ass from the gust of wind. She's got, flowing white robes, and then underneath, over it, a golden armor as she is carrying a massive, like, two-handed staff. And she just yells, "What is going on in here?" Looking at it, by the way, the helmet that she's wearing fully covers just her eyes. It does not cover her head or anything else. It is just the eyes that are covered with wings along the side.
So it's Angel Woolmon, is what I'm hearing about. Like,
Yes.
awesome.
I would like to stealth and avoid this.
Go ahead and roll stealth.
Uh,
Thank you. Yeah, there is a specific
That's a 17.
there's an Aarakocra raven type who did not pause when she hopped in and threw food, and just like it hits the side of her armor, and she goes.
Oh.
And then what was that? You said 17 to stealth?
I'm assuming since she got distracted by someone pelting her, I'm hoping that helps.
Yeah. She just goes, "What is this blatant and disgusting waste of food happening in the cafeteria right now?" What? And she just the person in front of her, like closest to the door, would be Rebecca and Delacroix and her friends. She goes, "You, what happened? You seem to have gotten the worst of it." Oh my god. Okay, so these people were like, that kid, and she just points to Willow and goes, "He like threw some arcane paste on me, and he ruined my dress, and it wasn't very nice. And then everyone started throwing food at me, and like for no reason, and I don't get it." And she just goes, pulls out a little pad of paper, writes on it, and goes, "Citation for being out of uniform." And hands it straight to Rebecca, because she's not wearing the standard uniform. She is only wearing a dress and then the blazer over it. She's not wearing the required pants or shirt or tie, any of that. And she goes, That's not fair. I know. I'm wearing my jacket. That's enough, right?" And she goes,
Would you say she's within 120 feet of me?
"Yes, this cafeteria is
Can
not
I
larger."
cast the message spell to blow a raspberry? I don't know if that works.
To who?
but
To the teacher?
to at Rebecca
Oh,
there
yes.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, you can make. I mean, any sounds you could make with your mouth.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just
See, and then someone cast a spell on me just now, and they were saying rude things. They said the rudest thing to me right now. They said that I deserve this, and I don't deserve it because I'm a really good student, and I'm like a really good person.
and then they hear, "I'm a good student and I'm a really good person."
And the teacher just goes, "Resisting citation. All right, any one of you who were caught throwing food, I can't give detention to a whole hall. All right, okay. Who started this? Who started this food fight?" And a couple of students point to Willow. Okay. You spilled food
And
on
this
her.
is a serial killer's story.
This is how the BBG was made.
This is how you. I mean, listen, I gotta write down that he's a BBG now. A bunch of people point to Willow and go, "He threw food at her!" And she goes, "Right, of course, Mr. Willow. I wouldn't be surprised." Okay, and she just goes, like, slams her staff on the ground, and, like, white light crawls across the floor and starts eating the food, and, like, it disappears as people. It doesn't, like, eat it, I mean, it eats away at the food, and it starts slowly disappearing, and, like, it travels up a couple students, and it washes them away, and they are clean again. And she goes, I cannot give detention to every student. But, Mr. Willow, Miss Delacroix, since you two seem to have been the instigators." And she goes, "What?
Oh,
That's
she's
not-"
gone missing.
And she's like, "What? That's not true. That's not true." And it's like, "Guys," and she turns to her friends, and they're like, "I don't know you. I don't." They just immediately they fully go, "It was so weird." They're like, "Yeah, she just got real mad for no reason. I really don't know why she was so upset. It's just like a random thing." She goes, "Right, you two, detention, and I will be speaking to both of your parents." And she hands them both a little slip. And then she looks out in the crowd. "For the rest of you, if there is any other issues I find with this group of students, immediate detention for all of you. Not with me, but with General Weimer."
So this has the writing of like this is either a serial killer story or they're gonna start dating within 5 minutes.
Or both. In the worst kind of way.
We just gave rise to the new Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah. But yeah,
my
you see a
God.
couple of students who are like, the tension's not that bad, and then she goes with General Weimer, and they're like, oh fuck, no, I'm not about to run 20
I
laps.
fucked that.
I'm not about to run 20 laps because he's mad and he won't. No blink, man. And then she goes, all right. Now what were you all just throwing food around because it was fun? Just wasting the food at this school that it provides you?
If I may,
You're
I'll
new
come out
here.
from underneath the table.
She goes, you, what? And she like turns the staff and points it at you.
Part of the reason this happened is because several of the students who didn't have the proper nutritions were, you know, looks over at the vampires and then looks at some of the students who require meat, being technically abused by the school for not feeding them.
Yeah, there are a couple of like tabaxis who are just like, I needed to eat. The vampire.
I'm pretty
What was
sure
this?
that criminal law in most places would see this as neglect.
Who wasn't getting nutrition? The school provides food for all students according to the meal plan they provide.
It
They
it had
submit.
been 3 days since these vampires had eaten.
She turns and goes, why did you wait 3 days to eat? Just get blood from the fountain. I go, it wasn't. The school menu changed 3 days ago. They stopped serving meat and, blood and the unsavory foods.
It's true.
She goes, okay, that's not part of the school. The school charter feeds students according to their dietary needs. I will speak with the kitchens and make sure that they provide you the proper food. I don't know
It
what.
wasn't the kitchen's fault. It was hers.
He goes, she turns and goes, a student prevented food from being served.
Like, I'm assuming she was, and the two of them were already leaving for like detention or whatever.
They were like walking out. She was having a like minor argument with her friends who fully threw her under the bus and were like, "What? No, it's totally cool. You just have detention real quick."
I mean, I know you're saying like you're surprised, but have you looked at her?
Yes, she's a student.
And how much trouble she's caused?
I don't believe she would have such influence over the kitchen's dietary choices.
Really, one of the richest families here?
Money should not impose against the kitchens, but I suppose if Headmistress Monroe has made an exception, I will bring my complaint to her. Students require meat and various foods, despite them being unsavory. And she's looking directly at Rebecca. She just goes, it's just some of the weird. It's like so gross. Like, what do you even need to eat drink blood for?
To live, dumbass.
Yeah, goes to live. She's like, well, you're not really like alive, so. One of them goes.
See,
literally, one of them
I
grabs
told
the
you.
other because they're about to like fully run over to punch her, and she's like,
That's what I'm talking about.
and she goes, the angel woman, who Eugene and Cobbler, Eugene and Cornelia, since you've both been here longer, I think would know. Or actually, any of you can make a DC 5 history check to see if you remember this
I'm a
teacher.
fourth year too.
You would definitely remember her because you see her for your combat classes. She assists in the combat courses.
Yeah.
This is
18.
18.
19.
5 exactly.
Well, right, you know her well because she assists with the combat courses. With General Weimer doesn't like her, but she is probably one of the like more physically inclined teachers who knows magic and combat and uses that for fighting. She is the divine magics teacher, Dr. Ismay Shore. Mostly she teaches the religious courses, religion and arcanic aid, all those kinds
I
of
say,
things.
is she one that Weimer has definitely like warned me against being like?
No, he begrudgingly likes her. Like, she teaches the warcasting class, which has to be done on the field. So she teaches students who do use magic how to use it for combat and war. So he accepts her because she's teaching something he thinks is useful, but he doesn't like it.
Okay.
But you've definitely seen her. She has recommended you take her class a lot of times because she thinks it would be very beneficial to you to learn how to use magic in combat. But Weimer has been like, nope, you don't need it. You're never going to use it.
Yeah. Okay.
But she's very much wanted, like, towards you, very chill teacher. Eugene and Cornelius, you don't spend a lot of time with this teacher. You're not divine casters, and you're also you're not really combat people either. So that she's kind of, most of her classes are not for you. But she, I forget where we left off. Turns to you still
Yeah.
and goes, if it's, I will bring this up to the headmistress. I know, but for now, I will ensure that regardless of whatever changes happened 3 days ago, the students get the food that they require.
Thank you.
Like, such as meats, and she looks at Rebecca, and blood, if necessary, even if unsavory, and insects and the like. I mean, goodness, the teacher's hall doesn't have this issue. Right. Okay. I want all of you out. Lunch is over. If you didn't eat, grab some arcane paste. You're not going to get a physical meal today. You will just have to deal with paste. But get to your classes.
I'm just scurrying out right away.
Yep, I'm leaving without hesitation.
Yeah, most of the students just immediately dip. She's maybe one of the more feared professors. She garners a lot of respect. She is I think I need to give her a description already. But yeah, 9 foot tall blonde woman with huge staff that she kind of wanders around and uses for
huge
combat.
staff. Got it.
No. Spear? Something. Not.
I'll nonchalantly walk out, like I'm not rushing, putting my jacket back on.
But yeah, most of the students kind of hurry out because they don't want to deal with her upset, or if she changes her mind on giving people detention.
Does she wear a white brimmed hat?
No. She has a helmet on, so like a helmet that just covers her eyes and has massive white wings along the side.
Okay, I was just.
Did you literally just create Thor?
Yes.
Like Jane Foster Thor?
Yes. But no,
Amazing.
it is over her eyes. So like the helmet cover,
Yeah.
I have a picture. I can't show it on stream. But
It's on the webpage, right?
it is if you click on the teacher.
Amazing. So alchemy's next, right?
Alchemy is your next class. So yeah, you have 2 classes left in the day. Alchemy, and then at the end of the day, you have whatever class is related to your specific goal.
Yeah.
So for you, it would be combat courses. For you, Cornelius, it would be enchantment. Eugene, you would have your I believe I forget what the warlock class is called. And then for you, Salem, it would be depending on if you wanted to go for the more wizard or fighter track. That would be what is deciding.
Probably wizard.
Okay, so then you also have a magic course. But before
Mine is patron bond, correct?
yes, you would be a patron bond.
Yes.
I made a whole school list of all
My
of the
patron
classes
man, me, my patron.
because
I love it.
I was being a little extra. But instead of going to class, that is where we're going to end our session.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't
Yeah, that
punch
makes sense.
anyone.
It's 4 hours.
We're at 4 hours.
Dang.
Tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next week, we will get into the second
Nope,
half of
tomorrow.
the day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So is this session going to be? Is this campaign going to end up being longer than the 4 days that we promised?
I'm gonna try and get it to be short. I'm gonna have to clean some things up.
You are literally herding cats.
We may
24/7. What do you expect?
just end up simping over each other for.
I had
that-
2
that just
classes.
is-
I went to
Yeah.
2 classes.
Can't help it.
But yeah. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I hope everyone had a great time with this campaign, and I
So
hope you
much
all
fun.
enjoy the school and your chance at learning.
And join us next Friday for episode 1 of a 2-shot campaign done by 2-shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
Done by the Danny. So please check out 9 o'clock CST, whatever times all the other times, because I don't math it.
Fair.
9 CST, 10 EST Pacific. You're on your own.
There you go. So please come check out that and support Danny DMing.
Eh.
Everyone have a wonderful week, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Thank
Oh
you
my
guys
God.
so much for
Gotta
watching.
stop it.
This is a thing now. Nope, this is my thing.
All right. Thanks.
You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Oh boy.
Stuck